looks maxing, mogging. Ignore the noise. Trust your own voice.
What makes me me? There's only I can feel. A vision that is truly mine. David Urban, sculpted cable.
Autumn, sorry, getting...
Stages or faces there on 100 Thieves.
Still finding
The Esports World Cup continues right now. Welcome in, everybody. It's Chris Puckett. We've got a lot of noise in this venue, and for good reason. Fantastic competition has been heating up throughout the group stages, and it's time to reveal the final group. We've got two newcasters for this one. Avril alongside Athena. Avril, I want to start with you as we take a look at our teams. XLG coming out of China. Of course, Shilai Gaming. On the other side, you have Gentlemates of French org. Who do you think has more fans watching right now?
It's got to be the French team because we are in France. I have to imagine that if Gentlemates end up going through, just like we see from, the KC backing and also Vitality, the French fans are going to go crazy.
Now, I don't know if the audience at home can hear the marching band, but we're getting ready for the opening ceremony here at EWC. This is just week 0, and this is a qualifier week. So, Athena, you got to win 2 matches to get into that top 8 playoff bracket, right? That's what everyone is here for on week number 1. As we take a look at Group C, who are the favorites in this group? I've got G2, Gentlemates, XLG, and, of course, Nongshim, who will be playing over on our Alpha stream against G2.
This is kind of hard. I usually side with G2 because I'm an America's girly, but I'm also looking at Nongshim. I'm looking at them to have their redemption arc. Yes, to figure out what's going on with their team, especially when you're looking at Dambion, not the Neon for some reason.
No, I think he's going to be sold. I am sold because I got cope for Nongshim as well. I got some heavy Nongshim cope. I'm like pseudo Pacific at this stage. I hang out with Pilsky enough. I'll just swing my way in there. The thing here is Pacific is kind of underperforming this tournament so far. I think Nongshim might be that last hope, perhaps. Dummy, I think he's going to go back on the Neon for sure.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I don't think Global Esports is your real hope in Group D. Let's take a look, though, at our Group C competitors and what we expect to see from them. Both teams looking very good in their qualifiers. A 3-0 run for XLG. On the other side, a 2-0 run for Gentlemates as they drop just 2 maps. Who are the star players, though, on both sides of the fight for this one? Athena, I want to start with you. Who are you excited to see take the stage tonight?
You have to talk about Martin on Gentlemates. The guy's been insane literally all stage long. Literally in globals, even when they're losing their games, he's still phenomenal. He's so consistent on fragging out, being that duelist, just being absolutely insane. And the other player I have to shout out to is Mini, only because now he's on that duelist as well. Yeah.
I mean, they're the role swap, right? Bippo and Mini. Not that long ago, end up swapping between Sentinel and Duelist. On the Shilai Gaming side of things, though, I'm looking over towards a couple of players here. I will name, obviously, the Duelist of Raga. He's definitely one to watch out for, but I felt like at last EWC, he didn't really get to show up. The player that did show up big for me and has been showing up all year long for this XLG squad is Happyway on the Sentinel. I think he's a star in this team. I think, personally, might be the best player in XLG.
I love that you guys called out the 2 players with the most fun names to commentate. Martin, of course, we will hear Athena screaming in the 1v1s. Let's get into our agent selection, though, as our players are getting ready for this matchup. We're stalling a little bit as we're waiting on one player, I'm told. So while we're getting ready for this one, talk to me about where they've had success in the qualifiers to get to this point. Athena, what maps are you looking at, and which agents do you expect to be seeing on them?
Dude, Gentlemates actually surprised everyone in EMEA because they beat Foot in the final game to qualify 3. And the reason that they surprised everyone was because Foot actually had made it to Masters London, came back and couldn't finish it off. And it was just insane to see how Foot, the number 3 seed from EMEA, had dropped to Gentlemates, who barely scraped by groups.
We've got our maps up and running here on our third monitor. So walk me through the Breeze and Lotus picks. Why are those our first 2?
Dude, tell me why XLG picked Breeze, because I have my own opinions.
Breeze is an interesting one because I feel like Gentlemates have banned this one a lot in the past, but Sunset's been banned out nice and early here. I think teams maybe still not quite comfortable bringing that one back to the mix. Lotus going first to Shilai, they like to play that one a lot. No surprise, you'll see a lot of the old XLG games coming into this at London as well. Plenty of Lotus in there, and they're also a team that, by the way, I think are pretty likely to bring out the potential of a triple Senti on that map.
Honestly, I think this is a really Shilai-sided map, Vito. Like, I'm genuinely surprised. Like you said, the Breeze, Gentlemates has been perma-banning that for so long. Now they've let it through. Do they have some sort of comp change? Do they have an idea? Haven being on there, I think it's kind of insane because Shilai just won that against EDG in their BO5 against them. So it's kind of insane. I'm kind of scrambling for Gentlemates here because I really thought they were going to be on top, but after this map, Vito, I have no clue.
Yeah, Breeze and Lotus seem to be our players' favorites if you've been watching the first 2 days of action here in group stages. One thing I'm a bit surprised surprise, though, is to see Breeze make it through, knowing XLG won it 3 times in all 3 of their qualifier matches, right? They let this map go through. This was their go-to. As we take a look at XLG, we've got the 4 Chinese players and the Russian stud. Walk me through it. Avril, who are you watching in this fight?
Yeah, I sort of mentioned here, Happy Way and Raga to me are the big players. No Man still is one of the retained players from last year as well, so he's got a lot of veterancy on this squad. The best news for XLG is last year they had to play with Havoya, their coach, who's still with us, by the way, but he's not having to be the guy playing on the roster for EWC. EDG somehow landed that curse with having to have a coach come in for the team, but XLG, they've been kind of playing second fiddle against EDG in China for so long. This might be their opportunity to like swing one by, get past EDG, and make it out of this group, and maybe EDG don't make it out of the other group. I mean, that would be huge for XLG.
That would be a crazy timeline if EDG don't make it out and Shilai do, because that would be cursed, actually. That would be kind of cursed for the China region.
On the other side of this fight, of course, we have the Gentlemates, and this is truly a European mixed roster. We've got 2 players from the Czech Republic. We've got a Polish player on the lineup as well. Athena, who are your stars to look at tonight, though, as we now know the maps will be Breeze and Lotus before Haven Map 3?
I think we have to look at Martine and Mini still. It's not going to be
just those
changing.
2 still. Doesn't matter on the map.
Obviously, everyone. But I think for Breeze, your double duelists, if they are choosing to run that, we have no clue what their comp is going to look like. Because again, this was their permaban. I'm hoping they've implemented some sort of strats. And of course, the biggest change they've had is Mini and Bibbo switching. Mini being on that duelist role. Maybe they've come up with some crazy set plays, some trap plays on that Breeze. Maybe the aggression is finally there for Gentlemates in order to actually support and follow up with Martine's insane fragging skills.
And I got to ask real quick, we have 1 player on that stage with frosted tips. In fact, it's just 1 frosted tip. I highlighted the Americans yesterday when they bleached the front of their head. Now my man in the front seat here for the Gentlemates. Closest to us, Athena, who's now blocked. I am.
Be honest.
I think he's going to be my player to watch because we called it on day 1. They popped off. Will they do it here on day 2? It's Starzo, right? That is your player we expect to pop?
Yes, Starzo, the IGL. He's been doing the veteran on this roster. But actually, I want to talk about the agents. Sorry, Puckett. I need to steer away from the frosted tips because we're looking at this Breeze. On one side, I'm seeing the double duelist, but that time with the neon. And then we're also seeing the Phoenix on the side of Shilai. I think this makes a lot of sense. But what's kind of crazy to me is actually Martine is on the neon and not Mini.
We're changing things up a little bit here. Like we said, haven't really seen what Breeze for Gentlemates looks like.
Yeah.
They've been hiding it away, and, you know, some could seem it as a potential weakness. We're like, okay, this has been their permaban. They don't want to go to this map, but we've seen in the past as well, finally a team gets to play their permaban. They've hidden away for so long. They've cooked up something, and other teams have no read on their opposition.
It's always really scary when the permaban doesn't get banned, and you know it's going through some sort of wild card, because again, you also don't have any tape of them playing on this map. You don't know how they're going to play, what their play style is, what they kind of prioritize, especially when you're thinking of the key rounds like pistols and those anti-ecos, those thrifties that they run. So I'm really interested to see how this goes. For me, though, Puckett,
it's about the frosted tips. Let's keep it a buck.
Because of the frosted tips, I think Gentlemates is...
Gentlemates got that swagger. They've got the French fan base. They are playing in Paris, France. The hometown crowd get behind their team outside the doors. It's time to get into map number 1 as we head to Breeze with Avril and Athena on the mic.
Thank you so much, Puckett. Map 1 here. Shilai Gaming, Gentlemates on that defense first and foremost. Our first time taking a look at Gentlemates on this map in the entire year. I think I can't even remember when the last time they actually managed to play a Breeze was, but not in recent history. So XLG will have to figure our way through this one. But like you sort of said here, Result, I do think that overall, especially with the Lotus in there, and if the permaban ends up being a pretty bad one for Gentlemates, it could be a quick 2-0. But otherwise, I mean, if we get to Haven, that's a map that has been kind of a bad win rate for XLG, if I'm honest.
I mean, it's been bad, but they just won it against EDG, which is insane to me. Like, I think that, for me, just kind of just cementing it. Yes, they're playing in the same region. Maybe they have a little bit more tape on EDG, and that's why they ended up winning it out. Lots of anti-stratting that could be going on. But I think it's still insane because EDG themselves are just absolutely phenomenal in their gameplay. We've seen so much firepower when you're looking at those players. And it just blows my mind a little bit that this veto has gone through. I feel like I'm so lost when I'm considering how Gentlemates has approached this, because I don't see kind of anything other than, yes, they might have a wild card on the Breeze, but letting Haven go through as well when they haven't really been crazy on it. I mean, Gentlemates, the last time they played Haven was against Foot. They did win it in overtime, but still it was a scary map.
I mean, they really wanted to prioritize Fracture as the ban. Gentlemates had the option to actually take away the Breeze. They decided the Fracture was more important to them. XLG were the ones that took away Sunset, so kind of left it open, left it on the table to say, you want Breeze, you don't want Breeze, take your pick.
True. Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy, but I'm really excited to see what they've cooked up in the server, at least for Gentlemate's side. Now, talking a little bit more about Xilai, I'm really, really wondering, because when they went to the Global, right, they beat DRG, they beat GE, Global Esports, and then they beat G2.
Exactly.
Which G2, they've kind of been known now to struggle in the Globals. They've been known to not perform, to not put up the numbers. So that's still a little bit interesting for me, because it makes me curious on how XLG can perform like that. And the only games they ended up losing were EDG, which regional advantage. They have the tape on everything. And then they lost to Lev as well, Leviathan, who ended up winning the whole thing. So I feel like we didn't really see XLG go very tested for the middle ranks of those teams.
XLG are a weird one to me. I feel like this team has a ton of potential, but internationally they've been kind of, do I say kind of middling, but China overall, outside of EDG winning champs, is just the rest of China just feels like it's EDG and everyone else. XLG need to come in here and prove that everyone else is damn good as well, and that includes second seed coming through from China in XLG. Tech pause done. Round one, and to start out soon.
Little pistol here, looking like XLG is going to be starting towards that A side, using the dart to get some sort of info here, but Mate's actually getting so much map control already in this elbow. Walk pushing.
Leo exploring as well. It's going to be droning out through, but this is going to be the opening happening over on the A side of things. No man already on site. A couple players there for the Gentlemates. Keeping things interesting around yellow. Do note the late activation from Leo to come through a little bit later. You talked about the mid control from Gentlemates. Should be coming through double doors now. There we go. First blood, Raga down. He gets his trade though. 1 for 1 so far in this now 4 versus 4 scenario. Still waiting for Leo to come on through. Double doors now entry from both Prox and Martin. But Happyway trying his luck against Martin. Not going to end up working out. 2 left, and Leo finally now will activate through doors. Lysol having to hold on for his lone sim. Does Leo have the angle? Does he have the timing? Because certainly Lysol doesn't have anything so far. 1 versus 3 might just be a little bit too much for Leo to be able to tune out. And it is. First round, Gentlemates.
Yeah, really good retake coming in. They were so ready with that flood. The fight towards mid as well, getting all that information towards B. Looks like a really nice start here for Gentlemates. Very active, making sure they're not just sitting stagnantly, which used to be a problem of theirs, just being stagnant, not really changing a lot of their defensive setups. And now this change with Mini, with Martin, leading the charge, able to get onto site. It looks really good for them. And for Xilai, I mean, what can you do at that point when the retake is just so good? The flood is there. Doesn't really matter. But now guns on the board for Gentlemates and Xilai. They're going to do their best to get as many orbs with these sheriffs, or with these pistols here on the side of A main.
Now, Leo definitely probably activated a little bit too late in that particular round, but now big stack up for Xilai Gaming. In fact, playing this one patiently to see if maybe somebody from Gentlemates wants to walk on through into shops. There we go. Flash on in. 4 members have already approached, but Mini just makes short work of the defense so far. Lysol will respond with 1 into Star, so the rest of the Gentlemates will start to bring their forces through eventually. Happaway also fell in the middle of that as well towards Belt, so just low numbers here for XLG. The cleanup should be arriving in short order here. Big shot from Raga. Secondary available. Doesn't quite get the third, but puts himself in a great position and maybe gets the work done with Lysor. But if he stole the rifle there?
I can't believe this. Lysor and Varga being the reason why they win this round. That's kind of crazy. As soon as I talk about Gentlemates knowing what they want to do, they struggle on that retake. The flood just wasn't really there. The trades, everyone's going in 1 by 1, not clearing those close angles. It's kind of detrimental for them.
That was it a 3v5, I believe? Yeah, it was. Started with a 3v5, and you see Raga getting these 2 disgusting shots. Martin, obviously behind the smoke. But the upgrade as well. No one saw the rifle being picked up in Lysol. Really makes a lot with that.
And now the tides have been turned in terms of this economy. All pistols on the side of Gentlemates, and they're trying to do this quiet B stack, playing that close angle, just holding, waiting for some sort of contact play. They're not going to get anything soon, though, because XLG doing a good job, playing passive the way that they usually like to, playing that slow, defaulty setup. They know they don't want to do anything way too aggressive. But set up in nest here, giving up that full A for retake. Really nice stuff so far from XLG to not overextend.
See Sheila even pinging over towards Belt. They sent a recon in that direction, a little bit concerned about trap setups coming through from Gentlemates, and obviously we can see the trap is over towards B. XLG fancy themselves. 3 entries onto A. They'll find a clean site here. Full retake scenario for Gentlemates on A. As Bippo will be the one to find out the bad news in short order here, but still not taking too many chances. XLG drone in first, full util in, plant to come on through.
Gonna get that spike down. Mates, they know something's up. They're just using this time to start to try to re-clear this B, but obviously the spike planet sound is going to go down, and the instant rotate coming in. Fast clearing, and now they have the option to go through for that flank, making sure they're taking over 3 angles on this retake. Mini here with Martine grouped up, going towards that flank, and maybe just trying to play some sort of exit.
I think that's correct. You want to be playing and covering all the exits here, making sure that on exit for Sheila, they're going to be taking some damage. A few players going down would be ideal, but minimum here, I think Gentlemates will be running towards the spike and just dying to it if nothing else happens. So let's just see if anyone falls into that trap. Okay, Raga down is going to be something occurring. But as the rest of Sheila know that double doors is not going to be clean. Starso activates a little bit later. That's a decent number of kills, not going to lie to you. Only happy way No Man walking out.
Yeah, 3 weapons down. That's really good for your Thrifty, actually. It's still a big dent into their economy. And now for Sheila, they're going to have to figure out if they want to buy up against those weapons or just make sure that they're using their bonus to the best of its abilities. They kept those 2 rifles. This was nice, just sitting, being patient here for Gentlemates, abusing the fact that Leo's just walking out in the open.
It's a bit of an awkward exit for XLG, though. I mean, they all sort of just split themselves up. They could have exited as 5, and that would have covered their bases a little bit better.
Fast A main here, though, for Sheila, it looks like.
Fast A main. Starso on the opposing end. By the way, I believe this is 4 A's in a row now. Quadruple A for XLG. And well, Gentlemates have to be a little bit quicker here. A little slow on the deletion of the dart. See if Starso can find anything. Runner back's already gone. By the way, check the big flank. Martine and Mini to late activate at some point through shops. Raga will have to be covering that location.
Yeah, this post plan, it's going to be a little bit tricky, but they have all of back sight here, but they're getting crunched. The good thing is, though, he has the entire mid doors. He knows no one's coming from there. And now, peeking into that A main, he's going to get contact, and they're going to push back onto site.
Raga's already low, but Leo's got Bippo down. No Man for a double here as well. It's all falling apart. Gentlemates, yeah, they're running away. They know they don't have money. No opportunity here for those 2 flankers to be able to get anything done. Hiding in the sands, and the sands of time will tick down for a 3rd round victory for XLG.
Gentlemates just losing their timing. Everyone's coming out onto site when your 2 players flank. Just haven't even applied any pressure yet. They saw the Phoenix, but the Phoenix just ran away. They needed to speed up there, needed to be able to crunch down onto that site to make sure they get those timings down and the crossfires. That retake was almost really good. They well positioned themselves, but that was just a pacing issue there.
Well, since the pistol there, Gentlemates haven't had too much to say in these rounds. A 2nd round. Explosivity with Raga with a double into Lysol with his own double. XLG 3 rounds in a row now, and a disastrous gun round coming through from Gentlemates, and a very broken buy now going into number 5.
Yeah, but it's looking like XLG, like you said, is going to opt to go towards that A main. Once again, they're using that drone, trying to farm that orb, maybe on Varga one more time, or maybe they're trying to get that Sova ult on Leo Lysol, and immediately an A main execute.
Huge flash coming on. Martine still gets one despite being flashed in, so XLG did not clear that corner fast enough as Starso will be the one to slow things down considerably. Only Raga and Happyway left alive, and Raga has been pinged down, taking no chances. Starso just sending out 100, but only the single shot so far. Might only need the one, because Prox has got Happyway down. A single member left. Raga has to do it all. 1 versus 2. His health is okay. Prox's HP far lower. We'll see if this is going to be enough. Raga Still hasn't planted yet. Has the opportunity just to take the spike and back out.
Grabbing that orb, trying to get as many numbers as he can towards that run it back, running away towards that B site. He has potential here to get that spike planted, to get that spike down onto site. To these players here from Gentlemates still clearing. They are going to be able to pick up some weapons though once they realize that the site is clear, which is really good for them. They do want to have those weapons in the 2v1. Rargon, the 72 HP.
30 seconds
He's
left.
20 HP. Little bit scary here, and they're going to be grouped up towards that B.
Do notice what Bippo's also only got the light armor here, which allows Raga to get that one shot. As obviously now, Gentlemates, seeing that A is clear, it's an obvious B plant. Raga has no U to work with. Rox does have at least a little bit of something, but no paranoia and no time, no shots connected by Raga. Bippo instantly taking him down. It looks like Raga didn't even bother to hide away. Sort of just plants and holds position right next to the spike.
Yeah, trying to go for one, trying to equalize the numbers at least, but you should know at this point that Gentlemates is going to be grouped up for that retake. And now, I mean, so back and forth so far. I can't really tell what's going wrong for either of these teams. It just feels like the slow rounds, every single time the trades just aren't there. Or one team has gambled correctly. So here, just playing a lot of those players, 3 players towards that site, playing that close angle. And Starzo obviously being one of the main reasons why they were able to delay for so long, getting those 2 picks onto site.
Martin as well, he got cleared so slowly that he was able to get a trade. I believe he dropped in his stun as well for the relay bolt. How many times in a row do you want to go on a XLG, say 6 in a row? This time now going to be a little bit more difficult. That's a really nice bit of util coming on through. Paranoia as well. Hunter's Fury, though, going to be trying to find its mark. It's W's Leo getting that one done, but no hits connected. Martin will get the cleanup hit, and it's a complete flawless as XLG gets stuck in shops. And you know what, Gentlemate says? We're close today, sir.
Gentlemates knowing and being tired of Sheila just constantly taking that A main orb. They know that they farm it over almost every single round now. They've gotten that space every single time. And they've chosen to contest it. Even with that Sova ult from the side of Sheila, it didn't really put enough pressure for them to stop fighting it. They continued to push forward, continued to get that info. And I think it was really well played. But now we're looking at this buy here. Sheila, everyone has rifles, but there is knives on the side of Nomad as well as a Stinger. So nothing too crazy. I'm kind of looking for an op here so he could get a pick, but he's opting to do this play with the knives, looking like a really fast A to mid split.
So a lot of players on B for Gentlemates as well. You would think by now XLG have maybe conditioned Gentlemates to lean heavier over towards A, and look at Gentlemates just not even spending too much time. Instant rotation. Happy Way's going to have to do a lot here, but already on site is going to be Nomad. Knives out as mentioned. Mates are not even going to go challenge for double doors, just all going to come through from their own spawn.
Going to be able to get the spike down here for the side of XLG. Not really being contested that much because they have a really good retake plan. At least we hope so for Gentlemates. 5v5, full site has been taken.
Ooh.
And Nomad instantly gets a pick onto Starzo.
Starzo the first one in, but now they know Nomad's positioning. He's pushed all the way into the boxes. Still have a late player in Mini to try and challenge for double doors, and he'll get the shot. Double doors now opened up. Yellow taking with Bippo, double kill, 2 members left for both of these sides. Araga wants to make sure there's none. Still pop that ultimate there in as well, has an opportunity still to play off of Leo, who's taking a bit of damage. But it's Raga, post runner back with 4 kills in this round.
That was crazy. I mean, that round actually was so kind of flip-floppy on who was going to win that round. Gentlemate's doing a good job. Bippo getting that 2K. It's a really good reason why he switched back onto that Sentient off of that Duelist. It feels like he's got that really good positioning and he's able to take a lot of those 1v1s. But man, that round was close for both of these teams. Sheila just winning it out because Raga having a phenomenal clutch there for It was a 2v2, but it didn't matter. He didn't need any help.
We talked about storylines coming into this one with, particularly for me at least, the last EWC for XLG. Raga didn't really do too much. It was Happy Way that had the majority. Happy Way is just content with not having to do so much in this early half so far as it's Raga leading the way for XLG onto site for B. Finally, we're not going to go A anymore. First kill from Mini onto Happy Way, but the plant's going to come on through.
Getting the spike down again. Another retake here for Gentlemates, but this time they have numbers. A drone coming in, and it's such a bad timing. Nomad getting the pick onto Starzo, another onto Martin. And now, Mini trying to get one. Leo actually shutting bring him down. That's the operator down on the ground. All of a sudden, it's a 3v2.
No man is what I used to describe the number of players still alive for General. It's just down to 1 for now. Bippo, can we find some magic in the 1v3? Got a double kill on that last retake, and now he's going to say, money not looking great, chances looking even worse. Back out I go.
That was crazy. I mean, mates, they gambled that round. Mini taking the operator towards that elbow this time. They're trying to get that information. They put the Viper's pit down in a main. They gambled so much. They knew that they would be able to delay for long enough, tried to get the early information, but they just didn't push far enough down that elbow. They were a little bit too scared to overextend. And because of that Shilai, they had so much space to just go into B main. And what I really like here is Shilai, I feel like before they were kind of more well known for their defaults, playing it a little bit slow. But it's interesting because they've picked Breeze into Gentlemates, and they're also just doing these executes. So I think they're really on this kind of mindset of, I don't care what they do. I don't care that they haven't banned this map. We're just going to do our executes, play our playbook, and it's working out really well for them.
And they're usually just sort of going in, executing, committing to the site.
Go, go, go!
And it's win or lose there, as we saw even on previous rounds where XLG wanted to fight for the A orb, and they'll die there if they have to. No backing out at all. But this time around, it's XLG going all the way up mid. And mates should know that they've completely lost mid control here. Tunnels is open. Many looking for that angle. Doesn't quite land the shot. No, man. We'll get a lick of damage over towards him, though.
Slow default once again. Trying to get any information here. No man just constantly peeking, being annoying towards that Tons, but he's gonna hear that nothing is really contesting him here. Able to walk up and down towards that mid doors, and it looks like they're grouping to another A execute once again. But Martin actually getting the pick onto Lysor.
Yeah, mid to A, I should have said that. My letters mixed up, but one play does go down in terms of Lysor. Raga, though, once again, really showing his worth here. Leo,
Spike down.
and No Man gone at this point, so Gentlemakes are starting to pick up the pace here a little bit. No one left. Raga doesn't even get secondary there. They wanted to make their way on towards A, losing a player super fast is XLG. Ended up being the mid to B, mid to A rather, that was perhaps a little too slow for them.
Yeah, I think Martin overstayed his welcome towards that mid. He had so much space. Then he just walked back and got peeked for free. So, kind of crazy. I meant No Man, sorry, not Martin. But just overextending, keeping that space for way too long. They just got punished.
I think XLG maybe thought they had more successfully sold the B fake than they actually did.
Yeah.
Belt now being taken by Gentlemates.
Poison's off.
We're moving up into mid a little bit, but once again going back over towards the orb, going back over towards the shop.
And again, Gentlemates have gambled towards this elbow, trying to get info, but they're not going to hear anything, and they're going to have an inkling it's towards that A.
Patience here as his drones coming through. You should know it's going to be A at this point, though. Happy Way does have an angle. He's going to clean a shot. He gets both of them. In fact, the No Man on the side itself with Bippo. Seems like Raga's got to run it back every couple of rounds, and he's going to make his ability known to at least get his team onto site. And straight after the ultimate usage, will find a kill as well. Back over to A, where they found most of their success, and this time not going through mid. Straight at the guts and shops instead.
If I'm Gentlemates right now, we're taking a timeout. I think we just saw a glimpse of that on that screen, and I'm really talking about these setups, these defensive setups. They've been struggling the whole time in order to just gamble the right way, get that space. They know they're taking that A main a lot. Now they've started to give up mid. They're focusing a lot. This is the third time we've seen them fight for that elbow. One time they were actually towards that B main, didn't get punished. The other two times, nobody was there. It's just way too slow for me on the side of Gentlemates to get that information, to know where they're going to stack their defenses, because right now they're just too stagnant, staying in that so often and giving up the retake almost every single time. It's so hard when a team is good at post plans.
Should be a lot more of a better retake had two plays not gone down to happen, but even a 1-for-1 trade there would have been ideal. But just not quite clearing that pushed up angle that Happy Way had. Doors entry onto site would have helped a lot. And just so many, because Raga's had an incredible half so far. Multiple runner backs in this opening half to just really give them the opportunity to break onto site with full confidence. Whether he actually gets kills using the ultimate or not, the job gets done.
And now jumping back into another gun round here for both teams. A little bit light armor of Gentlemates, a little bit light on this buy. As I say that, they've switched the Guardian and the Vandal over to Mini, which makes a lot of sense. They're setting up for, again, this elbow play that hasn't really gotten them that much value. But this might just be the round because 3 of these players here on Shilai, they're playing really passive, and I'm wondering if they think it's an eco.
Here we go. Possible contact, but not going to be a committal from Gentlemates through the elbow itself. But how about on this window on the B side? Proc senses something. He doesn't want to cross that angle. Calling over for a little bit of help here as well.
Go, go, go! Big rotate coming in from the side of Gentlemates, and it looks like Shilai Gaming, they're not really sure where they want to end either. Just kind of making noise, putting pressure anywhere, trying to see if there's any reaction from the side of Gentlemates. And I'm convinced that Shilai thinks that there is a thrifty going on. But they're going to group up towards A. And the actual rotate that's been made by Gentlemates to play that 2-2-1-2 towards mid might be beneficial because they're able to rotate into this A side a lot quicker. But it's just down to Bippo and Starzo to actually hold it down for long enough.
Okay, this is a very fast rotate. Look at the defense. Orb is going to get taken. That's going to give a little bit of time. Martin has arrived. Will that be enough? First scan coming on through. You got to know that this is for sure going to be the execute. No man caught by that scan as well, but so far still alive, still hanging out, still available for his team as Bristol Gentlemates try and flood back in, but straight into the loving arms of Raga, who once more is just getting a lot of work done here. Spike planted down, Pit's in there as well. 3 versus 3 now, 2 instead. As he takes down Bippo, and it's just Prox alive. He's only got a Guardian as well. Only 2 rounds left to play through, so you know your boy ain't saving, but he's got to run into the Lion's Den.
The winning condition this round for Shilai Gaming was getting onto that site, getting that Viper's Pit down, especially after getting the Viper's Pit online. Prox is out, saving that weapon. Makes a lot of sense because that winning condition is just so hard to beat. And again, Gentlemates just able to allow Shilai Gaming to get onto site almost every single time. We need to see the post-plant statistics for this because the spike has been down, I'm going to assume, almost every single round, if not all of them.
It's down a lot. I think a few of the rounds that it didn't go down included the A main hold with all the util dump defensively, where they just completely crunched them in there. Of course, we had the round as well that ended over towards A, where they were able to have a pretty successful Martin tucked away into a corner with Starso getting a number of kills. But beyond that, it's not too many memorable defensive rounds for Gentlemates.
And look at their economy right now. Kind of in shambles.
Prox has dropped over that 1 recovered weapon into Martin's hands as well, so you need to see this guy really bring the money to the table. This Fury just going to be ripped on through from Star, so that's early in the day. We'll get nothing out of that. Oh, this could be an interesting play, Mini. What does he feel about this one? Time is of the essence here, but he just doesn't land the shot. Bippo as well falls. That's going to be the round, I'm afraid. No money coming into this unless Martin goes absolutely dummy thick. This is going to be XLG 8-4. They got the plant, 2 left to play through. Anything left? Just Raga going down, losing his ultimate. And now the last player, Prox, has nothing really to do here. 4 still alive, and 4 is all that Gentlemates will get in terms of rounds.
This is exactly what I was worried about. When Gentlemates let their permaban map through, it's a struggle. You're obviously going to get a team that's eventually going to pick it, and it's clear they haven't gone over it that well. They're struggling, especially when they keep giving up these retakes. And for me, the big question here is, Shilai, they're doing the same thing over and over again towards the same game. Yes, they're slowing it down sometimes. Yes, they're putting pressure somewhere else. But ultimately, they've ended A almost every single round at this point. And they haven't been punished for it. It's kind of insane to me that Gentlemates hasn't kept trying to push for the pressure towards that A main to shut down that chop shop. And it's just not working out for them. Shilai Gaming, if it's not broke, why fix it, right?
You can hear the drums of victory sounding before us. Might just be the victory march for Shilai Gaming on Breeze right now. Gentlemates, you better be open for a much better attacking side of things. They're, of course, running double duelists as well, waiting for those 2 duelists. Yeah. Martin at the forefront to lead the way for this team, but so far it's been a bit more of a quiet Breeze, and starting to think why they decide to let this map on through.
Yeah, I'm really looking to see some sort of really good fights, especially towards the mains, especially towards the extremities. I feel like Gentlemates, they struggle to kind of assert themselves, make sure they're taking a lot of those 1v1s, because I feel like in terms of firepower, they definitely have it, especially when you're looking at those two duelists, like we said. So I'm just really interested to see how this pistol round plays out, because they're not out yet for Gentlemates. They win this pistol, they get that second round, maybe they lose bonus. All of a sudden, they're closed up the gap just a little bit, only 1 or 2 rounds in between, so they're not too worried about it. But again, that means that they have to be able to be playing together. And I feel like based on how they've been retaking, I don't really like the synergy and the kind of trading and spacing that they're having right now.
Type of rounds that have been coming through XLG as well. As a reminder, that second round straight away, running on the eco. Gentlemates failing to capture that anti-eco to have a little bit of momentum going into their defensive side. Now we talked about this one, but their attack has to be far more impressive. A lot of catch-up here. Pistol just about required as well. You wouldn't want to put Shilai on 10. Well, XLG walking down mid for the time being. The Gentlemates poking and prodding over towards B. First up is going to be Leo to see if he can find anything on the way in. He doesn't get spotted. Calling over the troops slowly and surely with maybe a couple of XLG members wanting to go over towards attacker spawn.
Ooh, nice shot from Rarga. Happily going to get the pick onto Bippo. Mini, though, trading onto Rarga. And a beautiful shot again from this Viper onto Mini. 2 nice headshots. Martine going to get the pick onto Nomad. And now all of a sudden a 3v2. And these players are split up on the side of Gentlemates. Starzo manages to get 1. Can he get Lysor to get the second? Gets the paranoia off from Lysor. And now all of a sudden a 1v2 here. Martine jumping up, trying to get 1, delaying for a little bit, but Lysor shuts that down.
Yeah, no shot, unfortunately. Some really clean openings there. Happy Way, of course, added to the mix there. As you start to see where some of those X's were on the map. Very composed as XLG to have the patience to potentially wait for that flank coming through.
Yeah.
Indeed, they were rewarded for that. Raga even got caught in the sense that, like, okay, he got those kills. He only died because he was reloading.
I mean, the biggest thing for me is just the protocols for Shilai now. Being able to re-clear that mid, knowing that they have to do a full re-clear, even towards spawn, in order to get that retake started. And I think that made the biggest difference. Yep. Because if Bippo was allowed to stay alive there, it could have been detrimental to their retake.
Despite all of that, still have a couple of bikes here coming through with Gentlemates. In fact, let's talk about the fact that they're already onto site here as well. XLG not too far behind. First up, Nomad gets 1, gets cleaned up though, is a trade, but Martinez left on minimal HP. See if that one ends up being a bit of a problem a little bit later on. Mini recovers the Outlaw. Is he able to use that for anything? A slow going retake so far that speeds up suddenly with Happy Way and Lysor making their marks. Bippo and Stars are the only ones still alive. Bippo's positioning now under threat, but he'll still find Lysor. All range on that Sheriff. Stars are making this one interesting. Only 2 left for XLG now. By the way, this was a 2v4. Now just the 1 left as Bippo. Sheriff in the hand, 35 HP. Doesn't have the plant. Has 2 plays in front of him. And he just can't get the shots. 2 more rounds for XLG. They get double digits.
Now it's starting to run away from them. They forced that round. Gentlemates, they couldn't finish it. Kind of crazy here. It's really interesting to see how this team is trying to figure out this map for XLG. They just look so good. I understand the fundamental, the beginning of it, trying to go fast, trying to get up close and personal. But it just doesn't work sometimes. And now 10-4. I mean, look at this. Starzo, 12 and 11, but at the bottom, Prox, he's 3. He only has 3 kills. We're looking at him to try to get online here because it's a struggle. And this Sheriff round, thrifty round here for mates.
Here we go. No man. Sniper ready to go through. Still understand there's barely any money or armor on this side of Gentlemates. First shot is going to go wide, but Lysor will find his man. There's No Man and Raga looking like a team ace so far for XLG if they keep this one up. No Man, though. How about a 2-for-1 for a triple kill? 11 for XLG. Gentlemates, if there is anything left to do, might be good for a timeout. You got some money finally to play with.
Yeah, they really need to figure out what they want to do this round. It's kind of scary looking at this team, especially when you're looking at the firepower from a player like Martine. We talked about Mini being up there too. And now all of a sudden they're just crumbling under the pressure. They got all 4 of those rounds in that first half. So split up, won that pistol, lost that second round. And now, first gun round, they're fighting towards the same main here for XLG, and they're actually going to meet mates.
Okay, well, it's a good morning to come on through, but see if the U-turn ends up falling better for General Mates in just a moment. Lysol teeping to the other side, but does he have the opportunity? He's gotten himself out alive, trying to thread the needle through that smoke, but so far just catching nothing. Starso eating a little bit of damage, and Lysol will eat the bullet to the face instead. A good couple of shots from Mini on 10 HP. Finally, it looks like General Mates are coming alive in this half.
Yeah, no one breaking that dart for Varga. He's stuck in that corner getting scanned, trying to get one. But it just was not looking good. And finally, General Mates, I like the way that their post plant is looking at least. They're going aggressive, taking that back site, dishing out exactly what XLG gave to them and making sure that they're showing them that they can play those post plants really well. All 5 rifles too as well saved for them. It's going to help them snowball, potentially get an operator online in 2 rounds for Mini. And No Man here saving that operator all the way towards that window. Happy Way actually going to get away with that Phantom as well, but no one here to contest him just yet. Everyone just playing it safe from General Mates.
2 players on General Mates got away on 10 HP as well. Probably copped a dink coming through from a Phantom. Didn't quite go down. That's 2 kills that I'm sure XLG would have liked to have had. But yeah, we talked about this earlier. Exchange, so much util being played in. But the scan, as mentioned, onto Raga, just unfortunately doesn't allow him to do anything there.
Enemy kill. Yeah, those 2 picks from Mini as well. Being really nice. He sped up so quick to the point that Lysor was not ready for him. But now we're looking at that operator still from No Man. He's setting it up towards that mid. He might meet 2 of these players. And Starzo also has the Sova online. So definitely want to get their winning condition in getting that post plant down. And it looks like they're trying to do that towards that A. A little A split potentially. They're going to back off of mid for a little while. Putting pressure towards that A main. Wasting a lot of that util and using that neon wall.
I mean, they're throwing everything in this stage are out as well. Wait towards mid as well. Happy Way could be activating soon, but it's Lysol that cleans 2 members up. No possibility as General Mates just get locked out. Starso, last one standing. And he's got to play for something here. Gets the singular kill, but the number of rounds left to play is just so minimal. He's going to walk into the operator. No Man checking the angle. He doesn't want to let anything slip through. Okay. One more for Starso.
Revealing area.
He's got nowhere to go, honestly. They know exactly where he is. He'll cross, and a miss from No Man. No shot, unfortunately.
30 seconds on the clock. 3 of these players here not overextending still. Shilai, they've done so good in terms of discipline so far, and Starzo just trying to get out onto site, try to make something happen because you do not want to let it get to 12-5. They're able to buy next round, but it's still not enough. Trying to get that swing, but he's going to meet the operator. Another whip from No Man, but Happy Way is there to clean it up.
Too many members to get on through. And you have to play for these rounds now. Too late in the day to still be saving, I'm afraid, and 12 now found. Onto a very comfortable map point for XLG.
That execute from General Mates being just a little bit questionable. This right here, that kill. Proc, sorry, just running out through that smoke. No one is able to come out. Your neon isn't even out yet. You're running out through that smoke. You're not clearing that close angle. It's just like so disconnected. It feels like it's not clean at all. A little bit sloppy, a little bit raw around the edges, and it's looking really rough. But Mini, he finally has an op online, but No Man's actually pushing towards the south.
They spotted No Man. He's got to get out of there. Doesn't land the shot again. Unfortunately, 0 for 3 in terms of the last 3 shots he's taken. The General Mates happy to get their player out alive in that scenario, but they also don't end up catching No Man. Will this be something found for Mini? No. If Happy Way is thinking about doing anything, which I don't think he is, we'll be content with just hanging out so far. Tucked away. Raga's just going to pop ult though. XLG looking through mid. It's going to be Hathaway hiding inside smoke. Mini down, but Hathaway cannot convert onto a secondary. Martin overdriving. No man down. 4 versus 3. Numbers looking good for Gentlemate's plant coming through. At long range. Oh, the lightning isn't good enough. Leo will even up numbers, and you have a cheeky 1v1 as well. The Raga is not knowing of. We'll find out now. But on the other side, you still have Leo onto procs. Not enough for XLG to retain their play advantage. A bunch of 1v1s available, and Bippo gets it done. Lysor trying to clutch that 1v2. Won't even get a shot off.
I would love to see more rounds like that from Gentlemates, spotting the Opera, pushing them back once they get that whiff online. No man, he needs to hit those shots. But for Gentlemates, once that Opera pushed back, they just speed up right away. And I love to see that getting in your face. Happy Way, of course, getting this one was kind of criminal. But Martin, so good with the follow-up, that Neon ult to get that kill as well. It's just so nice to see here from Gentlemates when they're online, when they're understanding the pace of the game and how to ruin it for Shilai Gaming. That being said, No Man, he still has an op. It's back online. This time he's playing it a little bit more passive towards that A main, which makes a little bit of sense. They've been trying to take this deep line and he's just not been getting enough off of that.
Our team may have also bitten off a little bit more than he could have chewed over toward the spawn as well, but other than that, Gentlemates walk away with a round. As they build this potential comeback, step at a time. Building back their economy a step at a time here as well. Proxy the only one not on full weaponry and taking this one a little bit slower compared to the last round.
Yeah, Shilai Gaming, they have 3 ults online. 2 of them, the Viper's Pit, the Silva's ult, really good for that retake, but they're playing 3 towards A here. They're not planning on retaking, they're planning on fighting. That drone comes in for that information. It might just be a little bit too late. I say that, and Lysor gets the pick onto Bippo. Little pixel angle over there. The TP off into another side, and Starzo is up.
Oh, he misses again. No man can't land any shots on the operator today. And that goes in the favor of Gentlemates, who just find Lysor here as well, who's been a little bit sneaky in terms of his positioning. Always on a double box somewhere that Gentlemates aren't aware of, but on the ground, he'll now be 6 feet under. Speaking of 6, Gentlemates, that's how many rounds they have. Wanted to convert to 7, and it's looking like they will be able to. Given that XLG, a little slow here, and they won't be going for it, given how low the money is for Raga and Happy Way.
Yeah, this is rough, but the good news is they only need to win 1 more round for Shilai to win this out. They have the Viper's Pit still. They have the knives. They have the Sova. I'm sure they're coming up with a plan right here. And No Man, he's been whiffing a lot of these really important op shots. Of course, when Lysor starts off, gets that insane pick with the pixel angle through that mid doors, you need that follow-up just to shut down the execute. But instantly, it was kind of not there. The whiff didn't help. The players lining up on site, just grouped up towards that same side, did not help. And now you're allowing Gentlemates just to slowly rebuild that economy, slowly build and snowball those ults. The knives are still online. A couple of the players are 1 off their ults. It's going to be a little bit harder here for Shilai, but they just need to get it together. This pick was so nice, but this whiff, it was so important here.
No man, unfortunately, no hit on the operator. Might just be a good thing that they end up recovering that one operator. Still in the hands of Mini going to the next round. As the drums kick us off again into this timeout, which we'll see if it leads into a final 13th round win for Shilai or not. It's likely that they will still clean away this map, but a slow rebuild here in terms of, we talked about it, getting rounds in there, building the economy, but more importantly for me, rebuilding that confidence for the team, for Gentlemates as well, because regardless of the result of this map, if they do end up losing, which is likely, knowing that, okay, well, we came back a little bit from a 5-12 deficit.
Yeah.
It's not too bad in that case. Take the silver linings.
Yeah, during half, it was looking really scary. Felt like it was just going to be an end to this map, a little bit of a stomp for the side of Shilai, but getting that back online is pretty good. They're warming up a little bit, getting that momentum, and this is Shilai's map pick too, into that breeze. Again, this is a map that Gentlemates have spent so long perma-banning, and now they've allowed it to go through banning instead the sunset. So for Shilai Gaming, 3 ults still on board here, still able to play that retake. They are a little bit broke, only 2 rifles online, but it doesn't matter because it looks like they're playing towards that elbow, trying to do something a little bit quicker, especially with those knives. They're not going to find anyone because Gentlemates, they've put a read on this. That dart is going to scan someone. And they're actually just holding it really passive, very smart as well. And it's kind of crazy to see the mirror between both these teams.
Poison's off.
Yeah, Gentleman's playing this one super passively, understanding that XLG want to make some moves, and that's exactly what's happening. And movement is going to find Raga himself dead. Over the top is Nomad. He'll finally get a kill. No operator. The Blade Storm's looking nice and decent. 4v3 as we look to see where Gentlemates want to move, and looking like B for a finish as XLG's gone to A.
2 players towards that elbow, walking back. Starzo with the spike in his hand, still sitting in spawn, still holding for any re-aggression. But right now, She Gaming, their numbers up. They have the knives. They still have 2 rifles. This is really winnable for them, and they're not overextending because, again, they still have those 3 ults that's able to get them any sort of retake. And I'm pretty sure Leo, once he sees someone, he might just send that ult out just to put that damage down. And it's looking like an A main end here. Starzo might be able to get that orb as well to get his ult online, but no, they're just executing.
Yeah, okay, that first dash coming through a mini was a bit of a whiff there.
No, we didn't see it. It's fine.
Didn't catch that one on the POV on the main broadcast. And we're talking about the Hunter's Fury. That'll slow things down for sure. Lysol onto mini, and do you even have time to really get a plant down? This is going to be real close. XLG, okay, one nice member to play through. Nice shot from Martin. That's what you want to see. The shock starts, though. This utility is just causing problems. Starts at low HP, but Martin has more to say in this round. Leo down in the 2v2. Martin has to do it, but he can't quite in XLG. Off the back, and Nomad waking up after dropping the operator. The blades are good, and the 13 is finally found.
Yeah, really well played by Nomad at the end there. I can't believe that's the round. They win off of 2 rifles, knives, and 3 pistols across the board. They've just taken a little bit more of an aggressive approach to their defensive side, and even though Gentlemates was ready for it, they actually weren't genuinely ready for it. They weren't able to hold it down. They whiffed. They were holding together towards that spawn, but it just didn't work out. And for She Gaming, it makes a lot of sense for them to be picking this map. I like the way that they're holding. I like the way that they're executing as well. It looks really phenomenal, and this is kind of an upset for me, but based on the map videos, this is what I predicted.
XLG's map pick, they won it. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, but a pretty strong performance on the other side. Gentlemates, they have some good fraggers, but they seem to be off to a sluggish start. Avril, what was going on? Because we entered the half at 8-4.
I just think you have this huge momentum from XLG from that second round onwards. You have an opening pistol win from Gentlemates, and instantly XLG take the eco and just start snowballing from there. I mean, at one stage, we got up to 12-5. To come back from that level of deficit is quite the ask. And to be fair, Gentlemates had a fair few rounds strung together as, you know, it seemed like XLG were a little slow in getting that 13th. So again, like I said on the broadcast, maybe building a little bit more confidence for Gentlemates, but they ended up playing on their permaban, and I guess this is what happens.
I was kind of hoping for a little bit more aggression. Sorry, I just wanted to answer your question, but I was hoping for a little bit more aggression from Gentlemates. Felt like they were a little bit more timid, especially with the Neon Jet going in, especially when you have a player like Martin. I kind of want to see crazy frags going in fast. It worked out a couple rounds for them, but they just didn't keep it up.
Athena, as we take a look back at the early action, it seemed like there was a lot of outdoor battles, and then this was the big round, of course. Once we've got guns up, you do not give any control back to the Gentlemates. XLG runs away with the first half.
Raga had huge plays here, and you also have off the off angle in that same clip, Lysol finding a rifle and just completely dismantling Gentlemates. And there were some reasonable rounds here, but some of those rounds I felt like were more of misplays coming through from XLG than the other way around. Maybe XLG's just committing a little too hard to a few of those A pushes. And it was almost all exclusively on the A side of the map as well.
Yeah, I feel like Shilai, they did such a good job, though, at the end of the day, understanding how they wanted to play this map. Yes, they just went A, essentially, because they knew they could take it. They weren't getting contested. Gentlemates made no plan to adapt, and I think that's where they really fell short. No aggression on the right side, not adapting, not really playing to their strengths, it feels like. And then again, She Gaming, they're just so good. This team, if I could give them one word to describe them, it's definitely discipline. Because at no point were they too much overextending. Just for the first couple rounds where they did lose a couple of those. But then afterwards, they locked in right away. They knew exactly how they wanted to play. And they were just doing such a good job at it.
How long has this Omen-Sova combo played together? Because I was so impressed from what we saw from XLG. They seem to put up the perfect smokes, execute at the right time. And Lysor always kind of catching opponents off guard, going to different locations, getting the high ground when you least expect them with a Guardian towards the end of that game.
I think those two are actually the new players on XLG as well, so really fitting in here and delivering the results. But also impressively, as I sort of said, for last EWC, Raga wasn't doing too much. He was quite quiet. This map so far was super dominant. Raga coming through on that Phoenix, finding ultimates, seeming like every second or third round on the offensive side. So yeah, XLG, they had the firepower and a very timid looking general mates to push into. Didn't seem like too much of an issue for XLG.
We're going to be diving into more numbers and, of course, discussing what we expect to happen as this match continues on. It's just one map of 3, and I have a feeling we're going the distance here on day 2. Be right back. Rook.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play. Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play.
Hello everybody, we have got Minnie and Martine here to play a game. 10 sprays from the game in front of you. I'm going to ask you a series of prompts. If you choose the same spray to react to that prompt, you will receive a point. You understand the rules?
Yes.
We do.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Of course.
Let's get it going. Riot announces that your favorite map has been removed from the pool. How do you feel? Okay, show the camera. And now let's show each other. Have you got the same one? Yes, you do. Well done, boys.
All right.
A solid start. What about when you lose a 1v1 and the opponent is left on 1 HP?
Think out loud as
I'm
well.
looking for the correct one.
Just don't tell the other person what to pick.
I guess this
I think
one.
we're on point right now. I think,
This one should make
I
sense.
think it makes sense right now,
Check
for
logic
sure.
is there.
Okay, okay, let's see.
Right.
Show each other what you chose.
Yeah.
Yes, nailed it. 2 for 2. When your luggage doesn't arrive,
Luggage?
your luggage doesn't arrive. Get inside,
Maybe I'm
the,
overthinking a little bit.
get inside the head of Martine.
Martin, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Just trust your gut feeling, Martin.
All right, boys, for 3 out of 3, show each other what you chose.
Oh!
What about when you get 30 kills in an official?
It just makes sense.
Oh, where are you going with this one, Minnie?
I don't know.
Martin's
He
got
made
his
me
already.
overthink. He made me overthink, to be honest.
Oh no.
You want to lock it in?
How do you feel?
Take a look, boys. Let's go. Let me take you to the practice room. You're in a scrim. In between rounds, there's not much noise going on. The calls have already finished. And then you hear from just outside your headset that your teammate has farted.
This one maybe. Not this one. Maybe this one.
All right, show the camera. And now take a look at what the other put.
Yeah.
Let's go, boys. You lose on your map pick in game 1 of a best of 5.
Happened
We lost.
already.
We lost few first maps already,
Yeah. Nothing much.
so right? I think we're thinking the same,
Yeah,
right?
we have to be
We're
thinking
cool
the
like
Best
that,
of 5,
right,
that's
Martin?
all you got to think, right? First
Right,
map,
Martin?
plenty more to go. That's right.
Whatever.
You can always bounce back on the next. if you're on stage and you get knifed.
I think this one is fast again, to be honest.
I mean, this one could be, but...
Here we go. All right, boys, show the camera. And now show each other. Let's go again, boys. What is happening today? We're on a streak. Pick one of the sprays to describe your coach.
Okay, there is one choice that could be obvious. I'm just going with this one because, you know...
Show each other what you chose.
Okay.
7 out of 8. We've hit
but-
the record. Can we beat it? What about if your teammate whiffs the easy kill?
I think you need to make tasks just for us, on like new questions, just
Yeah,
for
I
me and
think
Martin, maybe.
two on the same page.
I mean, it seems like it. Show each other what you chose. This is ridiculous, boys. 8 out of 9. Getting more and more impressed every single time. Describe your IGL in one stick.
Okay, let me...
Not this one for sure.
Are we thinking the same, Martin?
It depends if you're in a funny mood.
Boys, show each other your cards. You've done it again, boys. You've done it again. Minnie and Martine. I mean, this synergy. I could have told you this before this piece, but it's off the charts, boys. Well done. Thank you so much for joining us here today, boys. It's a pleasure having you. And thanks for watching.
After the match against G2 in London, no man won my heart with this post-match interview, but it was today's performance that has won over our analyst desk. I asked these two what's going to happen with the rest of the series. Athena, not a ton of faith in our gentlemates. What's happening here from Shilai Gaming?
Dude, I've lost so much faith. I think Shilai just looks really good right now. They're so disciplined. They're playing together. And the fact of the matter is, for me, the vetoes have totally gone the way of Shilai. So I'm a little bit scared going into this next map.
Now, we know Martine and Minnie were our fraggers to watch, right? The duelist that you're expecting for the gentlemates to step up. Avril, they were kind of silenced in the first half. They started heating up towards the end of the game. Do you expect them to come out with this being their map pick strong?
I think they will have a much better game here. I just don't really like the typical composition that Shilai run on this map. This is going to be Lotus with the high potential.
What do you not like about
for
it,
triple Sentinel? It's too
The triple
cheesy,
Senti?
man. I'm not about it. It just, I prefer when you just go the double duelist.
Yeah.
Raga's having a hot hand right now in terms of his gameplay. Make sure he stays on the duelist. You know, it just seems like if you just kind of double up on what you were already doing on Breeze, transfer that over to Lotus. Plenty of teams play the double duelist here anyway. You're having a good time. I think the triple Senti, the win rate on that for Shilai has been pretty poor as well. This is the opportunity for gentlemates to capitalize.
Gentlemates, what do you have in store for us? Because it has not been looking good for EMEA recently, as we are seeing Shilai Gaming one game away from making it to the next round. Of course, this is the first round of group stages.
Yeah.
2 wins, you move through to our playoff bracket. 2 losses, you're done here and get to watch the rest of EWC. Avril, coming into this, what were your expectations for both teams, and what did you learn through the first opening rounds?
I thought like this was a kind of 50-50-ish type of matchup. These two teams haven't really played each other yet. Shilai, despite being second coming through from China is a bit of a rough region in terms of, do they have that many competitive teams outside of EDG, and Shilai's still trying to prove that right now. Gentlemates, they kind of below some of the other EMEA teams, or at least maybe on par with BBL, but they're not quite up there with Vitality, so Gentlemates are still trying to prove themselves as well. So going to this game, 2 teams that haven't played each other, 2 teams with a lot to prove, I think it's a bit of a coin flip, although that changes when you have something like Breeze coming on in that you've never really seen Gentlemates play.
I've heard drums today, Athena, and I just heard a roar from that side of the studio where the Heretics are sitting. They're playing against AGAL, and this is a matchup that has been going on for what feels like a decade.
Yeah, it feels like
a very long matchup.
I mean, to be fair, our first game was a little bit of a blowout. It went really quick. And the second game, I mean, so far, it wasn't that close, so it makes a lot of sense. But I definitely need to know what's going on over there and what the score is, because it sounds really fun.
And a reminder that over on Alpha, they will have a second series later today while we're ready to watch that from the green room. This one, I expect to be a speed run unless the Gentlemates step up big. I want to see someone take that first step. Athena, if you are looking at the Gentlemates fan base right now, who are they cheering loudest for? Who is Mr. Dependable? Oh, reliable. Who's going to get us through?
It's definitely going to be Martine right now.
Just Martine.
I mean, the whole team, yes, but Martine, he's just been so good over and over again in the last stage, in the qualifiers. I'm really surprised that he didn't get to perform that much, but I think on a map like Lotus, where we've seen Gentlemates be a little bit better, a little bit more kind of confident. We've seen them play it before. They had a struggle a little bit towards stage 1. They didn't win it that much. I think they played it like 4 times. They lost it 3 times. But then most recently, against Team Liquid, they played it. They won 13-10, which was maybe not that surprising because Nats wasn't playing at that time, but still a really good run to get them to play that next game against Foot.
I want to see Starzo lead the troops on that Gentleman squad as well, as someone that is a hard veteran.
The frosted tips.
And is he the one with the frosted tips?
That's my man Beep, isn't it? People, I don't know. The whole team looks gorgeous. They could all use a trip to the barber with me next week if they make it through group stages. If not, you're getting cut at home. We take a look at Starzo out of the gates. The fate is going to be locked in. So walk me through the agent selection. No Sovas this time.
No triple Senti from the side of XLG either. Thank you so much. Playing some normal Valorant today. Raga and No Man lock it in the duelist again. Again, I'm just saying, Raga's got it going right now. You got to keep this momentum pushed up.
He had such a good first game, and Gentlemates on the other side keeping their comp the same, which makes a lot of sense. You want to have that comfort going into it. You started off with a little bit of a wild card, letting your breeze through, and now you just want to play on your comfort, on that map that you know, and the one that you've definitely put a lot of practice into. And so I'm looking at Sheila here to make sure they're playing off of that momentum in order to win this map, because they have that tape. There might be a little bit of anti-stratting going on, but for Gentlemates, if they want to take this to a 3rd map, they really need to lock in.
Are Sheila switching up their Jet player? If so, why do you decide to do that amongst your duelists? I thought we saw Raga playing the Phoenix earlier.
Yeah,
I just saw him locked in as Jet.
I think it's just the Raze player more likely coming through and who's more comfortable on that agent rather than Raga can just play it all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Raga, last EWC and in general has played a ton of Phoenix, rather the Jet. So both of them pretty comfortable in that one, but probably just trust Noman a bit more in the race.
Yeah. I think also just whoever wants to op on the map can op. And either way, when you're on the Raze and the Jet, both of you can op. You can use that Raze satchel to get into a lot of those really good positions. So I'm not too surprised by it. I think it makes a little bit of sense. Just down to those double dive agents now. I'm just excited to see how they play together, because obviously we did see the Phoenix, which is a little bit less divey. They're just using their flashes, running out together, but Jet is obviously going in quicker. But with the Raze now, there's a lot of potential here for fast stuff.
We've got the game on pause. If we can, production, bring that agent list back up as we dive in a little bit deeper, taking a look at their previous runs at other tournaments. Game is start. I take it back. No pause for us. It's over to the casters. We got Avril and Athena.
Thanks so much, Puckhead. Let's get into map number 2 here. Gentlemates might need to be a little less gentle on Lotus. This XLG, we saw how much speed, how much aggression, how much success they found at an opening of Breeze. We're gone away from the permaban territory of that map and into much more well-known territory for both of these teams. Opening start on towards Mount Aggression shown, and big paint shells damage from Martine onto Leo to start things out.
Really nice Seize Nade combo coming in. Martine getting another pick onto No Man, and now turning around, getting the pick onto the door. Starzo with 2, and this pistol has just been completely shut down by these 2 players at C Mount.
Seize Nade into the combination of players and coming through from the door as well. Starzo, like I said, leading the way, leading this team. And another opening pistol found. As a reminder though, on Breeze, XLG did win the Eco on that round 2 following. So this time around, we're looking for Gentlemates to be able to lock up the 2nd round, no issues.
Yeah, they struggled that 2nd round. They've won that pistol. Just need to make sure they lock in exactly like what you said. And online Mini with that Outlaw, we have the rest of the team. Only 1 Vandal on site, and they're looking towards fighting towards this A Rubble. Gentlemates, that is. Sheila, they have full Rubble control. All 5 players are here. They're full gambling into this execute. They're tapping that door to set the Prowler out. Sorry, I mean the dog, and the execute's in.
Onto site now, but Gentlemates are very close by. Let's see if Happy Way might be able to sneak his way through into the stairs section. He's hoping for an easy kills here. He'll get nothing. It's Starzo again that just delivers for the team. A triple up.
Spike down.
Gives Gentlemates big advantage here, looking like a flawless no kills at all from XLG, and a fourth one found from Starzo.
That's crazy, because if Starzo actually had an ace, that would have been the second ace we've seen on Lotus today. Zekin getting that first one versus MIVR. But it's okay. It's just a thrifty. You know, we're chilling. This is good. This is good for Gentlemates. They won that second round.
We love aces versus only pistols.
Yes.
Woo! Big ace.
Eco frags, anyone?
Eco ace.
And now going into this bonus round for Gentlemates, they're looking to fight towards that A rebel again, possibly another Season 8 combo. There's 4 players here towards that A site.
Look how advanced that Nightfall is coming on through as well. Might end up finding something of value in this particular round, but lots of action taking place over towards Rebel for the time being. 2 players in that door. It was XLG. We'll quieten things down a little bit. Do note the pillar gameplay that could take place in the 1v1. Relay bolt to slow things down, and Raga can't even make his way through. They're just running into Mini, and Martin activates around the tree, completely unseen by XLG.
This is insane. This is a completely different mates than we just saw in Breeze. They're playing so well. They have the crossfires off of each other. They're stacking and gambling the right sites. They're playing close and making sure that no one is getting past it, not allowing them to even get close to getting that spike down on the A site. This was really nice, but also really scary for Sheila. Why are you giggling over there?
Because they're just kind of walking through the smoke, if I'm honest.
They're just like, why are they walking through smoke, taking tree in a close range gunfight when you know they're on a bonus? That's so scuffed.
How many of that? It's like 2 players at least walked through smoke before the flash even came through. Okay. Sheila begin a little bit aggressive here, not in the good way, as I praised him for that last map, but this time around kind of reminds me of that shop scenario that we saw on Debris. XLG will be at least taking the same control as last round over on towards Rubble, tapping that door once more, but this time being a little bit more measured.
Slow walk up, trying to get any of these picks, trying to get some numbers at least online for them with these sheriffs. But Gentlemates, they're going to re-walk and re-clear this right here. The smoke's going to block them from doing that, but they don't care. Going into it, a little bit scary here.
When the smoke fades, XLG will be in quite a bit of trouble there if they're still hanging around. Watch over towards Pillar. Should be Starzo seeing the cross. Multiple members.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
That is Spike on the floor, though.
But look, nobody's on the C site here for Gentlemates. They've all stacked towards B. A really fast flank with that door opening, and they're all fighting.
Starzo gets stunned on up. Door will close now. They might just look to be able to still sneak into the side, but not quite. Door opens again. Starzo just knocks them all down, and only Raga alive now, who won't be able to do anything. A second flawless in the first 4 rounds. But of course, that was no guns again for the side of XLG. 5th round coming up, their second opportunity with guns. We'll see if the timeout comes on through yet. Otherwise, XLG need to be able to pilot this one well.
Starzo's just having a field day, honestly, at this point. Like, just getting those frags. And like you said, the timeout did, in fact, come in for XLG here. It makes a lot of sense because you're struggling. You need to get that first gun round, or second gun round, sorry, under your belt, making sure that you're taking fights really, really well. I think for them, they're probably going to try to find that cipher, try to break some trips, just play the map a little slower, because every single time that they've tried just doing some sort of contact play, it just hasn't worked out. Gentlemates, they've done a good job with the rotates. They've done a good job of getting that info early, but they're still not really being tested with their defensive setup.
We haven't even seen XLG make it a site yet. They've just been kind of waffling into the opening doorways of either locations, and doors have been their problem so far. Maybe the battering ram is what they need to finally get their way on, and the attack timeout will maybe just provide that psychologically, if nothing else.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for the side of XLG as well to figure out exactly what Gentlemates is doing, because it's not like they're being really obvious with their plays. They're not showing that they're having a trap setup. They're just collapsing based on essentially the information that they're getting very slowly, and they're gambling a lot of the time towards these sites for their defense.
I mean, Starzo just sees the cross from pillars and instantly opens the door and just says goodbye.
He's 10-0, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, he isn't going to use his ultimate. He might have found 2 ultimates by now if he actually went there. As many finds no man. Operator has been located. Ban news for XLG. Do have a little bit of a push-up from Hathaway on the A side of things, but otherwise, so far, Dog in first. Only sees a single player. Even later on, you can imagine if this does come down to a retake. 2 big ultimates potentially online for mates.
With the numbers advantage, Gentlemates, they're not too scared to over-rotate. And the best part is that deep Cypher trip towards that B main. They have so much passive information, they don't even need to worry about this site at all, knowing that right now, the only person that can get past it is potentially Jet. So that's why Starzo's sitting there listening, but they have the Nightfall for that retake, not afraid to play it onto that site, and they're letting Sheila finally get onto site and get the spike down.
Yep, playing super passively here. It'll be a 5v4 retake. Mates playing for the full retake scenario, and now those ultimates will need to start coming on through Martin as well. By the way, 1 away from that showstopper, but should be Nightfall first after the Prowler has been spent. Here we go, rip it through. See how much XLG end up dodging out or respecting it. Well, Raga falls super early. Mini wasting no time onto Happyway as well. This is falling apart quick for XLG. Leo, the only one who was super off-site, now has to do it all. And it's already been covered. Starso leaves nothing on the table. He licks that one clean.
Whatever Starso ate in this short break between maps, I gotta know, because I need that in my life, because he's absolutely fragging out. He's going crazy. And the best part for me is he's just confident in going for a lot of those peaks. He's just taking his ones a lot of the time, or he's just positioned himself so well that he's able to get a lot of those frags. It's really nice to see him, and following up as well with his duelist majority of the time, not necessarily having to do the heavy lifting, but instead having to get that trade in is really nice to see. Now Gentlemates again going towards this A main, fighting for this rubble, not allowing XLG to get as much space as they can. On the other side, Bippo here just spotting that C. Gonna spot it out with that Cypher cam.
Well, it's going to be a stinger round coming through from an XLG with Raga and Happy Wave saving a little bit more money. Dog coming in on towards C as Bippo might have to give this one away. He does want to operate, but he just doesn't find the shot. Has to cage for safety. Doesn't even get that down either. As no man. Nice upgrade. Finally, I mean, this is the second time really that XLG have even seen this site and gotten a plant. Okay, Mini. There is a crossfire here, though. Do they know that Leo is around the corner? Well, they do now. Good flash, but no option to get the kill. Finally, it will come through, but Martin trades on that showstopper. 3 versus 3. Operator still there for life, so that's the biggest gun that XLG have. Otherwise, they're still kind of broke here with no man. Being the one to be able to still turn things around. That's your rifle gone. Pull the rocket, maybe. Pull through the ultimate. No man has capability. Gets the kill, but doesn't have that rocket available now. Raga versus Martin, and Martin says, all me, baby.
That was crazy messy for both sides. XLG almost having a really good round. Really sucks for Bippo there, throwing his Cypher cage, but it bounced so far back while he was blind, he didn't know where it went, so he was just spamming F on the floor and nothing was happening. But that was rough. Again, weak side with that op. See right here.
Yeah,
he
that
just didn't know
tragic.
where it went, and sucks for him. The Sky Flash hitting at the perfect moment. But of course, Mini with a really quick follow-up. Martin following up with his rocket as well. I think for No Man, he probably should have used that rocket a little bit earlier to deny that retake, because now they're in this position where they could have won it out. They could have done some serious damage. And 2 ults online for XLG.
What was bro thinking? Because I'm thinking the same as you. No showstopper, no win for XLG, and they are in the hole. At least by this time on Breeze, mates had gotten a couple rounds in. XLG still looking for one. Here we go now. This time around, showstopper will be played. It doesn't do anything, but does clear the site, so minimum value is still there. Full retake now from Gentlemates.
Full retake, but No Man, he's not scared. He's pushing through that smoke, trying to hold as much as he can. Using the satchel, but he's caught off guard. Bippo getting that pick, and the retake starts here for mates.
Overdrive in. Full flash is a little unfortunate, but still the kills are decent. Stars are finally full. Second death so far in this entire half. Through the wall, though. A little bit of damage from Lysol. Not too sure that he even realizes that's been happening. But Porte and Brock's low HP, but lower HP is Leo and Lysol falling apart now. Only Happy Way, and he's got way too much to do on the other side of the smoke. It's all 4 from Gentlemates. And Happy Way only gets 1.
Again, the rotations They're so quick on it from Gentlemates. They know exactly what's going on, the pressure when it happens. They were so ready, holding that smoke, not overextending, not trying to fight into that cover. And it just worked out for them. Again, another round here for Gentlemates, and it's starting to run away here. Not a single round for Sheila. This is looking really rough. They had a chance to win this here. That neon stun coming out, denying anyone from falling back from that smoke. And again, the crossfires just weren't it. Everyone, you can see on the site, they're positioning, taking those ones instead of playing close together, playing some sort of crossfire, at least being in tradable positions. But the good thing is, the operator online here.
I mean, even on Breeze, you had still 7 rounds found by Gentlemates. Martin, Starzo, and Bippo still went positive on that map despite everything else. But right now, you have Starzo himself individually more kills than the entirety of XLG put together, which is a crazy stat line that XLG are not happy about. Playing with the door here. Raga blades out. Backing away. He wants to play for the retake. This is going to be the full flood in from XLG very shortly.
Really quick retake here about to happen. They're waiting for that spike to go down, waiting for the rest of their team to get online. Mini just deciding here, but the Viper's Pit is going to go down. Starzo getting the first pick onto No Man. That Viper's Pit is their winning condition, trying to play into it and making sure they don't get picked off or spammed.
Okay, here we go. Lysol trying to make the big flank happen, but he might just run into another player. Cancels it indeed. Bippo still looking though. 4 versus 3 here. It's the Viper's Pit that really adds the value for XLG, and they need some kills, or the pit alone isn't going to do enough. Pit falls now, and Lysol can't even capitalize. 4 alive for Gentlemates, and they didn't even need to use ultimates here.
This is insanity. I've never felt more like a fraud than I do right now, saying this map veto has gone the way of Sheila. I really thought this Lotus was going to look different. I thought it was going to be a lot closer of a game.
I bet Sheila feel like more of a fraud right now.
Too far. Okay, too far. 0 rounds.
I'm starting to think maybe they should have played the triple Senthy. I wanted them to do something a bit more normal, but if this is what normal looks like, maybe they got to get abnormal, because they spent so long playing triple Senthy on this map, they've kind of forgotten how to play double duelist here.
Yeah, it feels rough. Feels like they're just not able to get on the same page at all, but we're starting this round 8-0. 4 of these players here for the side of XLG walking up towards B. They're looking to go fast, but there's 2 ults on the side of Gentlemates again. Good for retakes or fast bloods.
Martin off the rip. It will get the kill onto Leo. It's a little bit of a mixed exchange here until Starzo and Prox start to come on in. Raga, we waited for him to come online, and he's got the double up. 2 versus 2. Interesting snare. Doesn't get caught by the paranoia. No plant yet, though. His mates will be patient here. Can they play together in time? Mini has at least got a little bit of an angle onto the site, but sees nothing. This is going to be a double entry for the retake for Gentlemates. 23 HP for Prox. And Raga in the corner. Now he knows Mini's positioning, but he doesn't know if Mini's just there yet. And that is a shot we're looking for. Lysol! Off angle, doesn't get spotted. And late into the day, we are finally going to get the first round on board for XLG.
We're back on the board, and XLG just knowing that they just had to group up and execute. And it was kind of crazy because mates actually used 2 ults. There it is, the Nightfall and the Rocket, to try to deny that spike going down. They tried to fast flood, but it just didn't work out here. Raga with that pick was so nice, getting that 3K. That's the main reason why they won that round. And now for Gentlemates back towards the same main. They have these 4, 5 rifles on lock, and they're just fighting.
Lots of flashes, lots of util coming on through, and it's No Man Lysol that find their kills first. Prox and Starzo respond though, 3 versus 3 still, Emmets. Not going to be feeling too bad after this one numbers-wise, but can they get happy weight down? Still 1 for 1. No Theft's going to reveal Raga, who doesn't get a kill here, as Leo will get a plant in a 1v2.
Spike planted.
They're going to know where he is because of that neural theft, knowing where he planted, and they hear that door, they know exactly where he is.
Okay, he's got a swing, but doesn't have the kill. He should have at least had 1. I mean, you had Prox teleporting an isolated 1v1. If Bippo goes down, there is an opportunity there. Leo, unfortunately, doesn't capitalize. So what small amount of victory you had there for XLG in the previous round slips away instantly.
Gentlemates not letting it affect them at all, changing up their defensive setup so often that Sheila, they're struggling to figure out how to kind of play against it. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see XLG go back towards that B main, because that's literally the only round that they found success in, or at least put pressure towards A main. Once they hear those nades, once they hear that the stack is actually there, the strong side, that they can go back. I say that, but they're starting towards this A once again. They just need to slow it down just a tiny bit. It's so obvious where Gentlemates are fighting every single time. And Martine's gonna get that first pick onto Raga. Prox with a pick onto Lysor, and now this is a bloodbath. Mini Martine getting picks to drop Leo. Martine with a 3K to end that round.
They just want to run it back again. XLG constantly 2 rounds in a row. Major aggression put over towards Rubble side. I think they're just assuming that surely there wouldn't be this level of response defensively 2 times in a row. But not a single player from XLG able to really get into a good position. Leon Hathaway, as mentioned, managed to find a kill, but they just didn't get off the mark yet.
It's just crazy to me that Sheila just haven't figured out now the weak side strat. They haven't figured out that most of the time, if they're fighting towards that A main, that they have so many players there, and now 3 players actually from Gentlemates. This is what I was talking about in terms of changing their setup.
Okay, well that's going to be the trip gun at least. Traded for the paint shells. Note the lack of equipment on the side of XLG. It's Hathaway that actually has the only rifle on board. XLG just going to commit to this one. No man would like to find a lock here, but he's taking damage from the boombot as Leo already falls. Still don't have a kill coming through just yet from that showstopper, but Starso is just making it hurt for XLG currently. 3 versus 4 Spike on the floor. Hathaway trying to dance with Starso across the doorway, but the doors have been such a problem so far. It's all done. No man, no teammates, no chance. And no round to be found here with just a stinger. It's 3 versus 1 with M8 looking at 11. XLG basically only going to walk away with a single round on this half. It's heartbreaking.
It is insane. I did not think this map was going to be this one-sided. I don't think Sheila did either. Looks like they came into it with a game plan, but they're just not able to execute because every single time, Gentlemates, they have the right read. Now, No Man not able to do anything against this up-down stack here. The high-low from Martine, and it's just kind of insane now. You're in this halftime. You have to consider what's going wrong. And you look at the scoreboard. It's 20-5 for Starzo. 20-3, I think it was, for Martine. I just missed it there. But that's still insane that these 2 players are just having such a good game. And most of the time when you are watching Starzo and Martine, they're going out together. Martine is in front, up and in charge, and Starzo's there to get the trades, using the C's to get the nades down as well, using that haunt at such a good timing to pull the crosshairs up and away. The util usage from Starzo has been insane. Not only that, but obviously he's been fragging out.
The only round that XLG found was on that B site, and in a lot of cases as well, I want to have to say, they'd get quite fortunate that they didn't walk into any trips. There was a pretty heavy Cypher presence in terms of all the util that no one ended up walking into from XLG's POV, and Raga, without that 3K, things would have been pretty rough. And that round that they won still came down to a 2v2, mind you, so it could have still gone the opposite way, could have still been the 12-0. Most of these rounds, you didn't even see the site for XLG. They couldn't even make their way onto the site for a plant, and the few times they managed to get a plant not on B, very, very well fought retake. Ultimates or not, but ultimates being played into. Nightfall, clear everything, play through with Mini on the Neon, and it's all too easy.
It's just the fact that every single time Gentlemates, they're able to fight and gamble the strong side, able to get the deep line every single time, getting the fights, forcing Sheila to go into those scrappy fights. It's crazy how much they're forcing them to play at their pace. If I was Sheila, I would have just slowed down and tried to understand what was going on, making sure we understood and took all the pointers that were kind of given to us by the Gentlemates. The pressure, the util, the nades, everything that's coming out. Let them use it, let them expend it, and be able to come back and re-clear. But they just didn't have the patience for that. They just weren't able to. And it felt like every time they moved, they were thinking, well, they're going to fight A again. Let's go towards C. Gentlemates was there. It was really good gambles by Gentlemates. Really good setups as well. But it's a new half for Shilai. They literally have to win this pistol to get a shot at this game, and they're trying to fight towards this C-long, in order to do it.
Okay, we're going to start things quickly here. Straight away, No Man just jumps into his death. At least Happyway's going to be able to respond. Mound is where it will take place for all of these kills for the time being. The smoke will slow things down just a little bit here. Slow is not a word I would use to describe XLG, though typically, particularly on the attacking side, they go for a site, they commit to this one. On the defense, though, things have slowed down quite a bit.
Slow and steady, still walking up, trying to contact back into the C, re-hitting after that 10-second mark, making sure that they're getting the timing down. Starzo, beautiful kill onto Away, and again, this man is just on fire.
We talked about the two players we wanted to see. You mentioned Martine, and I had Starzo, both showing up big time. Only two players left here for XLG. You talk about them needing to win the pistol. Doesn't look like it's happening. 12 about to be found for Gentlemates, and it just might be a 13-1 finish on this Lotus. Going to map 3 in just a while here. Not too long now. There's only one more round is required. And if you are the side of Shilai Gaming, there's not enough timeouts in the world to save you from this.
Yeah, this is looking dire. I don't know about this one. It's just so rough. You're going to have to force. You're not going to have the best weapons. Maybe sheriffs, maybe some sort of stinger at best. Luckily, they got that spike down, but it's still just not going to be enough because here they are fighting towards this A, but every single time they've chosen the right side, they've lost the fight.
No Man, okay, he's trying to get a forward angle here, but just instantly gets chewed up by Prox, who walks away with 5 HP. Another player to come through into the next star, so trades onto Leo. At least XLG get a single play here, but they're not going to get too much more. This is where it all ends, ladies and gentlemen. Only 2 players left alive with nothing to play for. 1 round is all that XLG are going to get because Gentlemates come back with force.
That's insane. Gentlemates, 13-1. I think that's the best scoreline we've seen so far in this whole tournament. And it's just been on the fact that Gentlemates, they played so well together. Their defensive side calling was phenomenal, able to rotate, able to get into those places and force the fights onto Shilai. And that's the kind of confidence that I like to see from Gentlemates. It's what I was looking for on Breeze, but they finally brought it back into that Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, brilliant stuff coming on through Puckett. I think the 2 players that we both wanted to see step on the Gentlemates, those are the exact 2 players that actually did it.
Yeah, it's the frosted tips. No, they really don't like you. It's okay, we didn't need to hear your opinion. Because guess what? That was crazy. And I think the next map, it's going to be Haven, right?
Yep.
Both these teams, they've played it. I think this is kind of a 50-50, but based on the momentum here, I'm looking more towards that Gentlemates.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're live, baby. Okay, let's talk a little bit about my guy Starzo starting off super hot. And then, of course, you've been saying Martine. I understand why. How do you go 10.0 KD at half? He was 20-2, I believe, if not 22-2.
Oh, my God.
I don't think I've ever played a Raze game with 2 deaths.
He's just been insane. And you know what? Starzo was following him the whole time, and the fact of the matter was he was also second on the fragging board with him, if not first. So it's insane that both of these players had so much potential, so much impact in the server, both getting over 20 kills. It's just insane. I don't know.
It's looking like a different team here, and you can also see just how the economy is going to impact the game. When you're broke, you have to go for some gambles. When those gambles don't work, you're even deeper in the hole. Simply could not climb out if you're XLG. And what I was most concerned about looking at the players was just kind of the faces and how they got more and more silent after starting and cheering after round wins. There was no noise on the right side of the stage, Avril.
Yeah, I think they were pretty defeated there mentally and also in the game as well. But just sloppy gameplay. When we saw in the highlights there, one of the key highlights, pushing into tree, players just literally walking through smoke, no support, going before the flash as well. And multiple times, we talked about that on the A side with the rubble, heavily wanting to commit and just running into the defense. So clean from the side of Gentlemates, where multiple rounds didn't even allow Sheila to get on the site. I think it took like 5 rounds before Sheila even looked at what a site was.
Yeah.
I could even get a plant, but even then, still not successful.
Yeah, and I feel like for Gentlemates, they just had such a good grip on this defensive side. One of the main reasons, obviously, was all that passive information from the Cypher util. It never was broken in any of these rounds. On the B site, they weren't too scared because Sheila had only gone there once. And then for the rest of it, the reads were really good. The fights were good. It was scrappy, but it was just the way that Gentlemates liked it. They used their util really well. They understood all of their winning conditions, and they did it together with a vengeance.
Is it going to come down to who wins the pistol in this final map? We're going to Haven. It is one of the original beta maps that we had in Valorant, so it's the OG of OGs.
Yeah.
What are the expectations now, knowing we're going the distance? In both of these fights, we're pretty one-sided, at least for the first 20 rounds.
Well, I actually think Gentlemates have played the overall bit of Valorant over the course of the 2 maps. Yes, they didn't lose the breeze, but they were still competitive, especially towards the end to try and get those rounds in. But even score-wise, despite losing that map, you had 3 players going positive on the side of Gentlemates. So the mechanics were sharp regardless. We have no doubt about that. That loss onto Lotus was way more damning against XLG compared to what was happening on Breeze against Gentlemates.
We've got one more map to go. Athena, final thoughts on this one before we head to break?
I think Gentlemates is warmed up, and now I'm really scared for Sheila going into Haven, even though I think it still could be a 50-50. The momentum and the mentality, it's going to be so hard to reset for them.
Green Room is calling Gentlemates. Let us know if you agree or if you see it. It's XLG. We'll be right back with Game 3 after this. It's rhyme time.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind. And we're here. Now. The proud founding partner of EWC. Powering the biggest event in gaming. Shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible.
Hello everybody, we have got Minnie and Martine here to play a game to test their synergy. Listen boys, you've got 10 sprays from the game in front of you. I'm going to ask you a series of prompts. If you choose the same spray to react to that prompt, you will receive a point. You understand the rules?
Yes.
We do.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Of course.
Let's get it going. Riot announces that your favorite map has been removed from the pool. How do you feel? Okay, show the camera. And now let's show each other. Have you got the same one? Yes, you do. Well done, boys. A solid start. What about when you lose a 1v1 and the opponent is left on 1 HP?
Think out loud as
I'm
well.
looking for the correct one.
Just don't tell the other person what to pick.
I guess this
I think
one.
we're on point right now. I think
This one should make
I
sense,
think we're
right?
yeah It makes sense right now,
Check
for
logic
sure.
is there.
Okay, let's see.
Right.
Show each other what you chose.
Yeah.
Yes, nailed it. 2 for 2. When your luggage doesn't arrive,
Luggage?
your luggage doesn't arrive. Get inside.
Maybe I'm
the,
overthinking a little bit.
get inside the head of Martin.
Martin, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Just trust your gut feeling, Martin.
All right, boys. For 3 out of 3, show each other what you chose.
Oh!
What about when you get 30 kills in an official?
It just makes sense.
Oh, where are you going with this one, Minnie?
I don't know.
Martin's
He
got
made
his
me
already.
overthink. He made me overthink, to be honest.
No, no.
You want to lock it in?
How do you feel?
Take a look, boys. Let's go. Let me take you to the practice room. You're in a scrim. In between rounds, there's not much noise going on. The calls have already finished. And then you hear from just outside your headset that your teammate has farted.
This one, maybe. Not this one. Maybe this one.
All right, show the camera. And now take a look at what the other put. Let's go, boys. You lose on your map pick in game 1 of a best of 5.
Happened already.
We lost few first maps already,
Yeah, nothing much.
so right? I think we're thinking the same,
Yeah,
right?
we have to be
We're
thinking
cool
The
like
best
that,
of
right,
5. That's
Martin?
all you got to think, right? First
Right,
map,
Martin?
plenty more to go. That's right.
Whatever.
You can always bounce back on the next. If you're on stage and you get knifed.
I think this one is fast again, to be honest.
I mean, this one could be, but...
We go. All right, boys, show the camera. And now show each other. Let's go again, boys. What is happening today? We're on a streak. Pick one of the sprays to describe your coach.
Okay, there is one choice that could be obvious. I'm just going with this one because, you know...
Show each other what you chose.
Okay.
7
Good?
out
Okay.
of 8. We've
Oh,
hit
but-
the record. Can we beat it? What about if your teammate whiffs the easy kill?
I think you need to make tasks just for us, on like new questions, just for me and Martin.
Yeah,
maybe.
do on the same page.
I mean, it seems like it. Show each other what you chose. This is ridiculous, boys. 8 out of 9. Getting more and more impressed every single time. Describe your IGL in 1 stick.
Okay, let me.
Not this one for sure.
Are we thinking the same, Martin?
It depends if you're in a funny mood.
Boys, show each other your cards. You've done it again, boys. You've done it again. Minnie and Martin. I mean, this synergy. I could have told you this before this piece, but it's off the charts, boys. Well done.
Welcome back to the Esports World Cup, where our two teams have been trading haymakers here on the main stage. We are getting ready for map number 3 as Haven is loading up. We welcome back our casters. It's Avril and Athena. And Athena, as you bring the mic real close, talk to me about this battle. What have you witnessed here from the Gentlemates? Because after game 1, we were kind of writing them off. We thought we might as well call the shuttle.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It felt like there was a huge shift in their mentality and the fact that they could just be aggressive, take their fights, and the fact that they were gambling right almost every single time seemed to work out for them. It was the opposite story on Breeze. Every gamble they took just didn't work out, but it ended up working out in their favor. They were so quick with their rotates as well, even when they didn't see anyone, which I think was the big change for them. Breeze, such a big map for them to rotate, but they really took advantage of it on Lotus.
I mean, on Lotus, you basically had perfect reads most of the times. You even just had the situation where you didn't even allow Sheila Gaming to get onto site, but when they rotated around, really well read by Starzone multiple times and just catching Sheila out to not allow anything to happen. He had the best scoreline just about next to Martin on that map, 4-0 in first bloods as well. So just completely catching Sheila lacking, and Sheila multiple times just wanting to try and push their luck and push on through no matter what. They are the full committal team. We're going this site, they're going in whether they win or lose. And unfortunately on that map was all lose.
Yeah, they literally couldn't adapt. It was crazy.
Reminder, what's on the line? Well, you need 2 wins to go through, but even if you get 1 win, you're adding about $20,000 more to your prize pool. You're going to finish in that 9th through 12th range guaranteed. If you win the second match, you're guaranteed top 8 and $90,000. So a lot of money on the line, but more importantly, pride and expectations from your community and your region. What is known historically as stronger, China or the Americas so far this year in Valorant?
America's for sure. This year
EMEA?
specific?
But EMEA is, Gentlemates is EMEA.
Right.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to figure out the power rankings though.
Okay, so
'cause
America's
America's number 1.
It's a little
Pacific.
recency
Then
bias.
Pacific.
Pacific.
Then China, then EMEA, or do you go EMEA, then China?
China, EMEA. If you're talking
The
about
Americans
EDG, go listen. Don't worry about it.
EMEA at the very
Don't worry
bottom.
about it. It's fine.
So wait,
She
so
took that
we
personally.
got China, Gap, then EMEA, right? Is that what we're saying?
Oh yeah. That's what
Yeah,
we're
a couple
saying.
of gaps and
There's
then-
actually 5 regions. The gap is like just the.
We
for
had
fun
some of our
region.
coworkers walking behind us. It's always fun to troll everybody on the set of the Esports World Cup as we're getting ready for the final map. We're getting into Haven. Is it again our duelist to watch? Are we going a strategist? Someone to slow this down? Is it an IGL that'll decide the series? Athena, how do you see it playing out?
I mean, probably the way that Starzo was playing last game was kind of insane. And I think when you're thinking about Haven, at least for these teams, Gentlemates has had a lot more success on it. They've had 3 wins on this so far, 3 losses, making them at a 50% win rate. But when I'm looking at the other side for Sheila, they've struggled a lot on this. They've lost this almost every single time they've played it recently.
We've got the map loading up right now. I'm hopping off the mic. We hand it over. It is Avril and Athena, the decider here on day 2 of groups.
Thank you, Puckett.
Double A.
I got you. I got you. Double A. It's versatile. Use it anywhere. None of this USB-C charging. We're old school here. Back in the batteries, and we're back on for map number 3 here. Double duelists online for the side of Gentlemates. And what do we have here? A Killjoy on Haven. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen that.
Been a minute.
Scanning ahead.
5 players here towards this A. Gentlemates just opting to stick together. This Phoenix now for Martine is back from that breeze. Mini on the Neon. It's working out well for them so far, at least in this EWC qualifiers. The switch up to Mini on that duelist has been one of the main talking points for why this roster has switched up. They're able to implement that Neon really nicely, and now can they keep up the momentum from that last game?
I mean, look how many players here from XLG. They're ready for it. Leo takes a bit of a damage into the opening, but it's going to be Martine and Mini to finish off those players. Only a response from Raga so far. They need a little bit more from that on the XLG side of things. Nomad still making his way through from CT, but he's late in the day here. 1 versus 3 now. Lysol, the last one standing all the way in A short, and pretty sure his position is gone all by the wayside as well. Only had 2 bullets left to go through and didn't even get a chance to shoot.
Feel like Gentlemates have won this first pistol on every single map, at least the first half pistol. And they just need to lock in again because they did lose the second round that one time, the anti-thrifty. But this round, so well played by Gentlemates, just making sure they're getting their trades in, staying grouped up. I think that's a really valid way to react after that first game, or sorry, the second game, having that momentum, knowing they could just play together, trade, and out-frag in terms of XLG.
Look at the pings are for Gentlemates so far. A long is the location. Leo lucky to even dodge out away from that Marshall shot. Does Bippo trigger the trap over on this side of the map? He's just facing it. Everybody, how is he still alive? Raga slides on in to clean him up. So 1 for 1 over towards C, but on A. It's looking all Gentlemates so far. Leo trying to hide behind the wall and the boxes. He's been flashed out, and he's so lucky that he's not been pushed into so far. Oh, gets a headshot, but just doesn't get the kill on the Starzo with 180 kill.
And now all of a sudden in this
Spike
post plant, but Happyway's already walked out here, trying to get any of that number advantage for this pistol, but it's not looking too good for them because this Thrifty is just going to be a little bit too hard to get those fights.
I mean, you do have an exit setup here. No man over towards the A-long side of things, but they're not playing for exits. They're trying to get their way onto site itself. It's a very different looking Raga on our screens. Not a very dead looking Raga on our screens as Martine gets the clean up there with No Man, a sole surviving member. He's just going to have to run at the spike and die.
Yeah, trying to get exits on his way out while doing it. But at this point, when I'm looking at a team like Sheila Gaming, when they're in this spot, it's such a big mental hurdle that they have to get through because they lost that last game 13-1. That's insane.
Yep.
And I think especially when you're coming off of a fresh win, where at the end, towards the end of that first map of Breeze, we were talking about how Gentlemates was starting to warm up, starting to get back into it. So now it's a little bit scary for them because they're thinking, are they just warm? Were they just whiffing on us a lot of the time? And how do we fix it? They weren't able to adapt in that last map. And I'm really looking at them to be able to adapt this game because it's Haven. You take too long to adapt, you're going to lose your sights. You're not going to be able to have that defensive setup the way you want it. But now, with this gun round online for them, they're opting to go for this A-long peak. A fast C-split here, though, for the side of Gentlemates.
Okay, what's the response going to look like? You do have members starting to already flank for XLG. But so far, this defense needs to hold. Mini just walks into no man. The Stinger gets the job done. Double up, in fact, and now a free upgrade. Take that for all of your efforts. Slide on in from Raga. That is just gross. He doesn't get the shots in Starzo. Looking better so far.
Spike planted.
Dina's shaking her head over there. But Leo does at least bring one back. Not enough, I'm afraid. 1 versus 3. Starzo's low, but Leo will be lucky to even find the one. You get a scan, but you can't even walk in.
Yeah, crazy from Raga, going in really quick, breaking that Cypher trip, making all that noise, and going for the slide. I really like the confidence in it, but you just, again, don't want to take that close fight. You don't want to force yourself into that position, which Gentlemates, they keep taking advantage of the fact that Shilai, they've split up against this bonus. They've taken those close range fights instead of just breaking that Cypher trip, realizing that they've added that pressure and grouping up together to make sure they have the util for a retake. Gentlemates just running away with it, but it seems like it's off the back of Shilai gaming mistakes, small little things that are switching the round over.
I want to see a fast attack timeout here from Shilai Gaming before you let the game get too far away. This might not be the round for it, given they have no money. Well, maybe it is, because still something to be done here. Raga gonna come through with the hero rifle on this round. The one player that's been somewhat competitive over the last 2 maps, particularly on that breeze, but now he has to be the guy to bring it home. Walking down. There's already a player waiting for a Martine on the other side in that window, though. Look at the read from Gentlemates. They suspect that mid's going to be dirty, and they've made that right call.
This reminds me of the play from Shilai on Breeze to push down mid, and it actually worked out for them. But the problem is they don't have the knives online this time. They're not able to go for some crazy updraft play. Instead, they're just holding it passive, making sure they're just holding, trying to hear if there's any information, try to get ready for a really fast flank here as well, as that Neon on Raga pushes all the way through. But they know it's going to be a C execute at this point. So much noise here.
XLG ready for this one. No man, does he have an opportunity? Not quite. Martin's so quick with it. Raga getting caught up with the trip as well. He's just missing his shots. At least we'll find the one of the Martin. Misses and readjusts here, causing a little bit of slowdown, but there's only 2 players still alive for XLG. They're both playing together. Gentlemates, they're not too sure where the secondary is. They'll know it now that Lysol's thrown in the paranoia. Raga, good for that kill on the procs. Mini's still unknown, though. Can Raga get more? He's just a hero right now. 1 versus 2. But Starzo is just a little bit cleaner.
10 HP on Bippo. That was so winnable for Raga. Again, that hero rifle online, trying to put in the work. Again, doing the same thing, almost deja vu with that fast C flank, but this time a little bit more successful. But I like the pressure that Raga has now put onto Gentlemates. They're very well aware that at any point in time, that Cypher trip could be broken on their flank, and someone's just going to come running at them.
Here we go. It's a technical pause, actually. I was going to say good time for a timeout if that's the case, because this is about the exact same time that we did see a timeout last time on Lotus. Didn't help out XLG enough. But they certainly need the help. This was a near heroic play, the only rifle online, but Starzo had their number. Still looking good from that last map, transferring that mechanical prowess now onto the decider.
I feel like, again, for Gentlemates, they're just taking these fights, running these executes, fast splitting. The only time we've seen them slow down so far has been on those anti-thrifties, making sure they're not getting up close and personal. Whereas for Shilai, they're struggling a lot of the time to understand the space that they should be adding in between Gentlemates. For me as well, I'm looking at them to just be adapting a lot quicker, making sure they're changing up their setups. Try something aggressive towards mid again, but this time with weapons, and make sure you're able to trade. Don't be so readable here for the side of XLG, and make sure that Gentlemates has at least a little bit of a concern that you're going to be fighting back, because right now Gentlemates, they have so much space across the map at all times. They're not worried about too much aggression. They feel like they can take every single part of the map for free, and especially when you see them just running into Garage on that C-split, they know it's just a Killjoy alarm bot.
XLG as well, second year in a row here, EWC, and last time around they got grouped. Didn't quite make it out. 1-2 against Sentinels. Called it a close affair, but not quite good enough, and now opening out. It's been a bit of a disaster class these last map and a half here at Haven, and also Lotus for Shilai Gaming. And I mean, this is a group where you saw Nongshim and G2 on the other side of this group C, with Gentlemates looking like the so far superior team here. Shilai would have to get through one of those other two teams potentially in that lower bracket if they don't get their act together here, and what I'm seeing in terms of the gameplay might not be enough for them to escape groups in EWC 2 years in a row.
I think the way that Gentlemates is playing right now, though, is the way that I expected them to be playing. That's why going into the series, before I saw the map vetoes, I was so set on Gentlemates winning. The past 2 games that they played in that EWC qualifier were just so convincing that this changeup of getting Mini onto that Duelist, putting Bippo onto the Senti, that changeup changed so much for them. They're able to implement that Neon. They're able to play these meta comps. And the thing is, too, after the Neon nerfs, it's still working out for them. I like the way that they're playing it. They're playing it pretty quick. They're using the stuns for most of the executes very, very well, and they're able to just trade off of each other, which I think is the biggest thing here for me. Martin and Starzo have been the stars of that last map, and I think going into this, I'm looking at Martin again to be going crazy, but also Mini to be following up, because so far they've been diving that together.
As we get through this tech pause here, figure out what the problems are, we have a little bit of time to talk about the fact that score update and result updates, Heretics have defeated all gamers in the other bracket, in the other stream, 13-11 on Haven. All gamers did reply 13-8 on Ascent, but then on Lotus, Heretics cleaned them up 13-7, which means that for China and Pacific so far, it's just not been their tournament. And looking at XLG now as well, likely to fall unless they do something special for the remainder of this Haven. If they go down to Gentlemates here, it's an All-Americas, All-EMEA show for EWC.
Yeah, which is crazy, considering the fact that this is China's #2 seed, just in general, following EDG. And then on the other side of EMEA, you have a team that barely made it out of groups. They went 2-3 in that first stage. The only reason why they made it out was because of that differential. They were on top of, I think it was Navi, but they were there, made it out of groups, had a struggle in that playoffs, couldn't really get anything going, but then they go on to beat the #3 seed of EMEA in Foot. So now it's just this wild, crazy ride of who is going to be the better team, because both these teams have shown potential. They have been there. They've been at the top of their groups before. They've been at the top of their regions. They're just trying to figure out how they can apply that here and make sure they're making the correct adaptations.
And as a perennial bridesmaids of the Chinese region in XLG here as well, given that EDG not coming in with their full roster and having to play with a coach, EDG themselves might not be able to pull themselves through in their bracket. So it does fall upon XLG as the next best team from China representing their region to shoulder the weight of the burden of that entire region, unless AG as well can do something special. But it just seems like all 3 Chinese teams don't have a lot to say so far. Not much better as Pacific either. So like I said, all Americas, all EMEA with, how many is it, 5 EMEA teams?
Yeah.
All looking for victories now, and perhaps they'll all get it as well.
It's actually crazy, the groups, though. Feels like so many of the EMEA teams have been pitted against each other, or at least stuck in the same groups. I think I'm thinking of that group
B.
B, sorry. So many teams that are stuck together, but at the end of the day, too, people like PRX, the second place in the world, almost every single global so far recently, they've struggled too. Just lost against NRG. This really feels like a tournament where anything could happen.
It's a lot more happening for Americas and EMEA, though, and a lot less happening for the opposite, unless we can now, after that very long tech pause, thank you for staying with us there. See if XLG can get something together. Well, I did mention that tactical pause would have been good there for XLG, but they did get a long time to wait.
I do like this operator buy, though, from Raga. I think this is going to help them out tremendously. Being able to get that line without being way too aggressive, overextending, which is the way that XLG like to play. They don't like to get really deep into that A lobby just yet. That operator is going to let them get that hold, get that A line, and it's going to be really nice for them to see. I think it's a little added pressure as well for Gentlemates. They're going to learn or have to learn or adapt on how to push that operator off, making sure that they're just not getting that space for free, holding that deep line the whole time.
Well, operator for XLG, map 1 on Breeze was used by No Man on the Jet 2. Pretty mid-level success, didn't really hit that many shots. No man, no hits, unfortunately. Map 2, well, they just didn't have any money for it, really. They were broke the entire game with how many rounds they lost. So now we finally get Raga on board for that op, and maybe on the Neon we'll find some level of success. But if not, it's going to get ugly out there. And this is the type of round as well, given where the economy is, highly likely you're going to end up seeing XLG save if this round doesn't quickly go well for them. Let's have a look at this one. Going to be on the line. Already flashed out is Raga. Doesn't even get an opportunity to get that shot off. Unless he just wants to rip it through against the fast lane for now. But it's going to be all of N8. Heading back over towards mid.
Slowing it down a little bit. The side of Gentlemates not full executing into that B. Just applying the pressure. Gonna try to fall back somewhere else, depositing Bippo into a really nice spot here to catch off any of those rotations. But XLG, they have 3 players on this B site. They're really gambling hard because Raga has that full line towards A. But the Killjoy
look at that
turret going down.
I mean, that's all it took to start to bring over some rotations from XLG. 1 turret going down.
Go, go, go.
Happaway immediately responds. Super pushed up, there's going to be Bippo as well. And Raga doesn't even get to sit on the line with the operator. He hasn't revealed the op yet. That's the only sort of good news here is for start to push through into A short.
That drone really good at pushing him back onto that side. And they're going to full commit here, knowing that they've done some damage or at least done some pressure. And again, trying to get that execute down.
I mean, you're almost just playing for retakes here with how far back some of these players are. Leo still wants to swing on in, but it just swings to his death now. Doesn't get joined. Unfortunately, you thought Lysol would go down there, but he's actually good for 2. Raga's activated for the operator as well. And finally, after a long time waiting, XLG snap up their first round in this half.
They've brought it back. That's what I like to see. The 1-3-1 setup in the middle of the round off of that pressure was really well timed as well, because Raga again getting that line off that operator. I think it was so important. He did get pushed off, but everyone was so quick at rotating. As you can see here, they're flooding out of spawn already. The spike hasn't even come out of short yet. These players are still getting onto site. Nothing able to be done for mates. They can't clear it out. Not enough util because they've used that drone to push back that operator. I say that now, but they're fighting a lobby here with this dart. Taking their first really aggressive A lobby take. And it looks like they're going to actually gamble towards it because they have no other options right now. There's Cypher just sitting in that window.
The operator's on the wrong side of the map. Lysol smells something fishy in the waters here, though. Paranoia out, ready to go. Leo as well, shocked out to slow things in, but it's going to be the execute regardless. Lysol finds himself in the corner and an easy peasy kill to Mini. And another one into Martin through the wall as well. That's a twofer. Nice and cheap in the day here. On round number 6, Starzo trying to make his way in. Leo, position has been revealed. Is Starzo quick enough? Yes, certainly is, but Nomad's just a little bit quicker on the other side. 4 versus 2 here as the rotations for XLG slowly coming on in, but they don't even need to really rush here. Only Bippo left, and you're not thinking Bippo's going to get a lot done here.
Getting a little bit sloppy on the side of mates, not clearing those corners when they're going up against this Bippo. It's going to be really hard to win it. Doesn't get the pick, and Lysor getting that 3K. But man, Gentlemates going back towards that A, they tried to fight it a little bit more aggressively because they thought that XLG might have that operator on there again, and they were hoping to run it down. But actually, 3 of these players on this site, Lysor just playing that anchor role and doing a good job. One of those kills being a spam is kind of insane. You can't really adapt to that, honestly, unless you're just able to get that trade, able to get up close and personal. And now for XLG, this is looking pretty promising. They're back on track. The op again online for Raga, and he's opting for the C long peak.
It's also a lot of confidence coming on through. Heard big cheers from the side of XLG on stage, and a bit of a pop-off out of the chair as well. Now let's see if the players themselves can pop off for this round 7 here. Ultimate's time to be used. Hunter's Furies from the shadows as well. And mate, it's starting to feel a bit of pressure on the Garage side. They've peeled off.
Calming down the round a little bit for Mates, walking up towards this. Leo is going to get the pick. He's going to get the info. But it doesn't matter because Starzo actually gets the trade onto Leo. And this is a fast hit now from Gentlemates. They've gotten all that information. They know that that short is clear now. Happy Way holding, trying to prevent the spike, do a little bit of damage. It's going to be a lot harder of a retake now. But Raga's all the way in that flank.
Yeah, look at this read though. Starzo knows something is up. And he's looking for the player. Speaking of looking, Lysol catches Bippo looking in the wrong direction. And now Raga, he's going to get double face and doesn't even land a shot. One good shot there from Raga. At least trade his own life 1-1. Happyway finally drops out of heaven. All that kill onto Mini, still keeping this one competitive, but the scan is good. Starzo and Prox good for their 2 kills as well, leaving Lysol by his lonesome. And he needs to get double here. He'll get 0.
The timing for both of those kills. Bippo just turning around last second as the peek comes in from B main. And then for Raga unscoping at the worst possible time as the double peek comes in. That was so unfortunate for both of those players. But XLG, they really tried this round. This was a close round in my opinion. They had the right ideas. It's just the fact that they got picked off towards that short. That was a really big pick for Gentlemates, and they knew to run away with it. Now Happy Way has his Viper's Pit online. On the other side, we have that Cypher out. We have the Omen out. We have 2 of these kind of information outs that not going to be too detrimental. No real winning condition here. And Gentlemates going back towards that mid. They know that they can default and break that alarm bot. They've seen it already, and the setup hasn't changed yet for XLG.
Tell that Gentlemates, by the way, are expecting some sort of aggression here. A bunch of the Killjoy utility is going to get popped in terms of the information being given over. How far does Mini want to walk through into spawn? A little bit further because he's got Raga down already. And now Mini has a big flank coming on through. Does he know there's a play on the other side? He does now, and he'll get the easy peasy kill. 5 versus 2, and XLG can't even get a single player. Look at the money though. Leo's completely zeroed out. Have to start thinking, is it going to be a save?
Yeah, Raga unable to find anything. I think we need to see that aggression elsewhere. Leo going to pick that operator up. They need that to get any form of success on their defense side. It feels like they're really relying heavily on this operator to be able to hold it down, get a full line for themselves, and be able to play a stronger side on the other side. But this is crazy. For Gentlemates, they waffled a couple of the rounds, but now they're back into it. They've adapted. They've seen that the setup's changing. As soon as they don't see the op, they're no longer scared. They don't really care about pushing it off that much. As long as a dart or a drone is there, it will do the trick.
The confidence as well, just straight up just pushing to Garage, ignoring all the Killjoy utility. Alarm bot they know is there. Turret activated, doesn't matter. Mini just pushing through the window all the way into spawn. And then finding success. I mean, he gets Raga, then gets the big flank all the way in CT, straight through the smoke. It's just all too damn easy. And XLG, okay, I talked about the timeout needing to happen maybe a little bit later in the day, saying we got those 2 rounds, starting to feel good. The feels are starting to get down a bit now, so time for XLG to find the solution.
Yeah, and I think they're going to understand that the key here in their defensive side, at least, is to just be a little bit more unpredictable. That Killjoy setup, this is a reason why people don't really like to play Killjoy anymore, because that turret, because of that alarm bot being so easy to break, easy to pressure and just get rid of. That, and there's no real trap setups being set up here from the side of Shilai Gaming. They're just going for that operator pick, and everyone else is just holding their side. They're lucky if they've gambled right on the strong side, but the weak side, they haven't been able to delay long enough at all. They're just getting ran down every single time. No one's able to stay on site and stay long enough, delay with any sort of util, but also they're getting ran down and getting picked off too. It's not like they're playing retake on the weak side. They're just on site, dying for free every round.
Yeah, no trades either. Nothing going the way of XLG to bring the numbers into contention for some sort of clutch to occur. Still 3 rounds left to play through on the half, so it's not completely gone out for XLG yet, but you're starting to worry a little bit, and certainly the coaching staff agree, which is why they call for the timeout. Not a lot of money here, not a lot of equipment. Leo's on a pistol, but Raga's got himself an operator who does tag a bit of damage onto Bippo.
Come on, let's go.
Here we go. Martin, lead the way. You know that alarm bot's there, buddy. Gotta clear that one. Nanoswarm will certainly throw things down. Oh my god, he still gets a kill! Criminal! Oh man, lands a headshot into Starso, but the Bulldog can only do so much for you. It's not doing enough versus Mini at all. Bunch of damage onto Mini in response. Lysor now TPing, but the TP has been marked. However, they don't know where Raga is, who slides on in. Sees a shoulder from a couple of players on M8. A reload there means no help just yet, but Raga might not need it. These 2 players on the back of the site causing issues with General Mates and causing more now. Finally, Lysor does fall, but Raga still in play. Leo has nothing to work with. If he gets a kill the Classic, he'd be lucky to. But Raga, an ace! On a very important round that he gets it all. One of the few members that actually had a gun. This is the guy you need to see step up, and he steps up big.
He floods into sight, gets the picks. Gentlemates, they fall apart. They're TPing off of sight. They're not able to fight that backside properly. They're waiting for some sort of util to help them out. Martin getting that initial pick didn't matter. Clearing that site did not matter because the real VIP here was Warga flooding into that site with that Omen, with Lysor, and just getting those picks. That was really well done. And a little bit sloppy from both these teams, but it doesn't matter because the ace is what important. And now both darts going down for the sides on this A long and scanning actually players towards that A lobby.
Pit's already been put down as well, so Happy Way now will be content with the fact that they've got C covered. Not expecting that M8 will walk into that one anytime soon. Back over towards Garage. The alarm bot isn't there this time, by the way, so Martin's looking for it. He won't find it. That being said, though, with the turret gone, Garage has been taken. This is what M8 want to do to draw attention away, but M8 looks like they want to lean A.
Leaning they shall. Falling back from that Garage. They're trying to find that alarm bot, trying to break that. Put some pressure towards that Garage. They're trying to find the Viper's Pit as well, trying to get as much information as possible, but they're not able to get that just yet. 2 players left towards this long A, looking like they're going to put a lot of pressure here. Try to fake it. The Omen smoke is here. The Neon, the whiff from Rarga on that operator, but 3 players here on A. They're going to know it's not an execute, but how quick are they going to be able to rotate because the players of M8 are already on site?
Well, the adaptation was alarm bot went B, so that information is being given over. Unfortunately, there's not going to be the slowdown or stoppage of the spike plant at all from XLG. And then the operator as well doesn't even really tag damage. As you even have Martin looking to go for a bit of a flank here. Plenty of players off site from General Mates. XLG slowly making their way onto site. Watch for this play. Mini catches no man lacking. He might catch a couple more. He just catches bullets from Raga, sadly. Might be Martin's turn to make it work for them. Bippo on the front line, so he's making things difficult. Very much difficult. 4 kills for Bippo. But it doesn't even matter that Martin is there, because Bippo on the front will just do it all for you.
What a nasty series of shots. That was insane. Just taking his time to adjust his crosshair. The micro adjustments being absolutely phenomenal. The mechanics on this guy is insane. And this is a really good reason why they've put him on that Sentinel. His timing and his positioning has been phenomenal. This pick by Mini too. No man having his ult out. So unfortunate here, but he should have known. And by ult, I mean turret. I just don't know how to speak Rarga. He's now got that Neon ult online. A Thrifty on the side of XLG, and they're going really hard at it.
Yeah, well, Raga this time, he's been the hero so far. He got an ace early. He's got the overdrive out, collects 1 so far. Surely the secondary Bippo goes down, and what can Raga get next? This is the level of aggression from XLG's defense. It hasn't come through yet. They've basically got no equipment, but off the back of those 2 kills and off the back of some exploration now, they should get some upgrades.
The spike is still down, though, here for Gentle Mates. They know that they have the crossfire on it, too.
Walking into enemy territory here. What used to be theirs is no longer the case. Overdrive for Mini this time around. He'll get one through the smoke, in fact, but Martin responds. 2 versus 2. Raga's got himself an outlaw. Happy Way has found a rifle as well, and he finds Brox. And a Raga kill onto Martin will close the door. A thrifty win off the overdrive. XLG getting nice and active early in the round.
I'm telling you, I need to see XLG be active, be aggressive with their weapons too. Maybe not necessarily running all the way down into their spawn, but being able to have those fast rotates based on how much information that they're getting, holding it down. Yes, they got the A-long a lot of the time with that operator. Yes, they can just spot C with that turret, but it feels like they're not fast enough at reacting, not putting enough pressure.
Look at that scoreline, 15-7 despite losing on the actual rounds itself. XLG haven't had any shortages in terms of Raga finding kills, but as we start to progress in this next round now, A is where it all happens. Much of the players, including Raga, have already arrived. Raga might fork it, but he's already done the damage required. Martin and Prox have a little something to say in this round, but Nomad will still look to close the door on this offense. Genomates, it's just Martin. He's walking out of sight.
They're able to hold that sight too. We were talking about how they were just struggling, couldn't delay long enough on weak side, but also weren't playing retake, and now they're able to flood in because the delay is finally there. Obviously, Leo getting that pick really big onto Mini, and now Martin, he's just trying to find anything.
He's got no money.
Yeah, it's really hard here. Has to save, but not getting anything because XLG is not giving it to him.
What a recovery. It's going to be 5-7.
Wait, it's last round.
Yeah, it's going to be... Sorry, he's not going to save.
He's not going to save.
What are we talking about?
We don't know how to do math.
4-7. Don't do maths on the live broadcast yet. He's got no money, and he's about to have no time either. Martin, if there's one player you want to see do a 1v3, it'll be this guy. He's got the mechanics for it, and if you want to sprint to the other side, buddy, you better get your sea legs ready and going. He's got his knife out. Look how fast the rest of XLG are going. Are you going to see? B might be a better call here, but there's actually a nanoswarm there. I don't think he's got time to plant.
He has time.
Okay, well.
He's chilling.
now he doesn't have time to plant. I mean, all it takes is XLG just getting a little in there. Okay, just run it. Send a body in. You got 3-1. Send one body at him when he tries to plant, and he won't have any time left.
That was really well played by XLG. Those are the kinds of rounds that I really like to see from them. The super fast understanding of how they want to play, really quick rotates, flooding into sight, being able to delay for so long. And I think this is a really nice game to watch. This map is kind of playing out how I expected to. At first, I thought Gentlemates were going to just run away with it once again, but XLG putting up a really good fight. And of course, this was so nice here. Getting onto site, everyone's there, everyone's supporting each other, and Martin, of course, trying to get that clutch, but it is a nose goes.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have just Leo hiding in spawn. He's like, you ain't getting me. At the end of the day, too many players alive there, but a recovery, 5-7. I mean, trying to remember how many in a row. Was it 6-0 at one point on this particular map that we had? It was
no, it was
4-2. Sorry, I was still thinking of Lotus.
4-1, 4-2.
4-1, 4-2, and at the highest differential was 6-2.
Yeah.
Before you started to get a little bit more rounds in a row for Sheila. And the fact that we end 5-7, and particularly at, I think those rounds 9 and 10 as well, you really start to saw the confidence come back in.
Yeah.
Celebrations were big. Raga's popping off. As I said, they were down in rounds, but Raga's scoreline was insane. He got that ace.
Yep.
And then they follow up with that round where they get super aggressive with the overdrive, just running out of their spawn straight as soon as the walls come down and just rushing into the offensive line of Gentlemates who were still stuck in their own spawn.
Yeah. The good thing is now, though, they're switching sides. XLG, they're not out of it yet, but winning this pistol is going to mean a lot for them, because on this attacking side, it feels like this is where sometimes they tend to struggle. Gentlemates, their team that really like to stack or gamble a lot of the time until they get that operator online to get all of that information. When you're thinking back to that Lotus, they were so good at fighting those deep lines right away, using a lot of that util and then falling back. But now, obviously, they don't have that Raze online. They're going to be fighting with that Phoenix instead. Maybe a lot of trap plays set up for them as well on the defensive side for Gentlemates. Just holding, trying to fight a little bit more cohesively. But we're jumping back into here after this halftime. 3 players from the side of M8 on this B site looking to do something maybe a little bit aggressive, maybe just delaying for long enough. And the Cypher is fully set up towards that garage.
Let's see what this unconventional comp for XLG can do on the offensive side. Obviously, the Viper wall will be plenty part of that conversation. Mid is looking interesting. Bippo seems to agree. Prox will now double up for the team, leaving to a 5 versus 3. It does, however, allow XLG to start moving Spike onto a free site on C. They got the plant, but they don't have the members.
Spike planted.
I must wait a moment.
5v3 looking a little scary, but Gentlemates, protocol, clear mid, make sure they're not going to be flanking us, making sure that they can get all that space on their retake, going through garage. Starzo just playing really passive, knowing his team is going to be the ones doing all the work. And now 4 players retaking from this garage side.
Yeah, Leo's going to be offside as well, playing his utility. Coming through from the link, it's going to be everybody, but Raga already takes down double now. Raga's about to hit 20 on this map, by the way, and we have barely started on the second half. That's a good shock dart, but you need something extra. They're just going to defuse. They're just going to defuse. Leo can't find any more shots. Look at the low HP on those last 3 members.
It was like 11, 9, and 13 on the side of the defense.
All he needed was, he landed the shock on the player defusing. He just needed to land one more shot.
Yeah.
And that player probably would have gone down.
Yep, another pistol going the way of Gentlemates. This was a little scary here. Raga almost getting those 3 kills. Got 2 instead, almost lined up for this 3rd and the 4th. But it's okay because XLG, they've been in this position. Once again, they're back in this position. 19 and 9 on the side of Raga. They're going for this A main, setting up again for something just grouped because they know that Gentlemates might be just full stacking something. The Cypher Cam going to be broken. That's information for them. Are they going to full commit, though, knowing that there's Cypher trips around here?
Bippo already took damage as well. Trip is on the floor. Raga sniffs it out. Even just runs through the cage with Starzo. Quick with the flick there on the Stinger. Now the drone to start clearing. By the way, you did see at the start of the round, pings going on C long, despite everyone walking to A. That's because the ending is going to be on C. No Man's already explored it. Lysol still has to get through garage. 2 players waiting there for him. Wait for the long flank by Happyway, by the way. That is still a potential. And he's got 2 players on opposite sides, judge in hand. At some point, though, Mini has to actually be the one moving. The rest of his team are moving on to site as well. No Man with a double up. That's not bad at all, but still. Where's Happyway? He's the X-Factor here. But Bippo's too smart for it. I feel like we've seen these scenes before, I think, and it's Leo in long again, but this time he's going to go to Classic.
Yeah, but it's still an expensive round here for Gentlemates. 3 guns down on their side. They're able to get the Bulldog and the Judge back online, so for their bonus round, it's going to be a little bit weaker than normal. So for XLG, this is where we need to see if they've learned their lesson. Learned the lesson on making sure they're not forcing those close fights. I don't want to see them going through that garage. I really want to see them taking the long fights, long C, long A, making sure they're clearing, getting a lot of that information, using the util to clear those close angles. I don't want to see them fall into another trap set up by Gentlemates.
Guns up for XLG now. 4 rounds is going to be the gap after losing pistol. And the anti-eco, you talk about traps. How about MA just walking 4 players down long? XLG sneak away from that side of the map, but they do have to be a little bit concerned about the potential flank. But as they run through garage, it's the alarm bot that will signal the long flank coming on through. It's an empty site. Full retake for MA.
4 players on the flank here for MA, ready to take some util. They got that Killjoy turret down. That's going to be a lot of pressure towards that garage, but the alarm bot's still up. They know it's not going to be a flank. 5 of these players, though, positioned for this garage flood-in.
This is the first time the XLG actually have all 5 alive for this post plant as well. It's been problematic before. They spot Martin going back over towards CT side. That's probably an obvious thing. Prox already gets a shot onto Happy where there's decent damage from the util coming on through, and now that damage is transferring into actual kills. Leo, Raga, Lysol, all 3 showing up when it counts, and Martin now, Guardian in hand, has too many angles to cover. Raga's definitely plus 20 by now, leading the server and finally giving a round over to XLG in the second half.
This is good for XLG now. They're still down, still trying to recuperate a lot of those rounds, but at least they've learned from their mistakes, not doing the same things over and over again, keeping majority of those guns, 3 players left alive. They don't have to force too many weapons. They don't have to give up their economy. They can snowball here. And on this attack side, they actually have that Hunter's Fury online for Leo, able to do something quick if they wanted it to. Or if they get that spike down, they can play a post plan pretty convincingly. Martin, though, he has the run it back. Gentlemates are pushed all the way down long C with Prox. They have so much information, and Cypher is just set up here. Bippo by himself on the A site.
It's a lot more measured from XLG compared to previous maps. On Lotus, they'd already be X-egging somewhere. This is just a fake happening over towards the A side. It does seem like M8 are biting. B has gone away for free, as the rest of the team is there. And now as the Neon starts to slide away, in fact the other Neon is getting something done. It's just a 1-for-1 so far. Running back being popped by Martin. He wants a little bit of this action. Loses ultimate straight away. Plancel hasn't come down, by the way. Possibility for a mid to C, but does seem like they will commit to it finally. 4 versus 4 with a long flank coming through from Bippo as well. Prox also from the left side of the map on C. But everyone from XLG is peeled off.
Bippo, really nice positioning here. He's not going to get clear just yet, but Happyway has a feeling the timing is going to be really important here. Bippo getting the pick onto Happyway, and now this start of this retake. Martin pushing all the way through, and again, another beautiful crunch. Bippo with this positioning over and over again has been so good when he gets into these spots.
Just completely unspotted and just without the wherewithal as well from XLG to potentially check for the possibility of a flank. And Bippo gets away with murder there from behind, crunching with Martin coming through from the actual site itself. And Raga's looking 2 ways, can't get a kill there. Wouldn't have been enough anyway with just the 1. And suddenly what was looking like a decent attacking start, selling a full fake on the A, getting a somewhat free-ish easy plant on B with a little bit of delay. It's all completely unraveled by this crunch play coming through from Bippo and Martin.
Did I just see Leo was on his drone at the front of B? Is that what I just saw? That's not good, XLG. We can't be doing stuff like that. Now look at your buy. You have those 3 rifles, but 2 of your players, one of them on a Bulldog, one of them on a Sheriff. It's still a little bit rough, but it doesn't matter because they're walking up towards C. Looks like they're going to go for this execute. They still have that Hunter Fury online.
They're about to walk into all of the Cypher utility. They're going to walk into the mini damage here as well. And there's like some guns actually online for the side of XLG. Those guns are all on the floor now. 4K for mini on the overdrive. And it's going to be Gentlemates in commanding fashion, taking control of this game again. Both hands on the wheel.
The contact play is just not it against this team because you need to get that information first. You know that they're always going to be having some sort of setup here. Gentlemates so far on their defensive side have been very creative, switching it up almost every single round and making sure that they're getting the rounds of understanding how to play against XLG again. The walk up, the contact play. I really applaud XLG for trying to try something new here for Shilai. But 3 ults online, and they're broke again. A Thrifty. And you're about to give them the match point of the game. Martin, beautiful pick onto Rarga. Leo trying to get that Soval to do anything, but not connecting with anyone.
I've seen Rarga make use of that before for good effect, and now, okay, how about Happyway? No, man. Suddenly things are starting to turn around in favor of XLG here. Leo Domini as well. Bippo's got the only responsive kill here. After all is said and done, they'll reveal the rest of the positioning, which says we're going over towards a 2 versus 3. Couple of upgrades found here by Lysor and Happyway, and suddenly things are looking on the bright side for XLG. Gentlemates trying to get their way back into sight, and my goodness, Prox falling at the opportunity there off the back of the paranoia, but Happyway just too sharp. 3-1, and Bippo might just have a little bit too much to do here. XLG, an unlikely round for them to actually win. They're going to Thrifty.
I can't believe this. XLG has been so good at winning Thrifties because of the way that they're playing it. It's like they have nothing to lose, and every single time they get rewarded for it.
And they lost Raga instantly.
Exactly. They're so good at these rounds. They're so good at getting their ones, getting their picks when they're just taking those fights and forcing it. It's like they're... It was insane. Those 2 picks, man. I think here Mini kind of throwing a little bit, playing so close when they know that they're on an eco again. They're pulling some of the same mistakes that XLG was doing. But gun round for both these teams. Judge on the side of Mini, and he's trying to play that towards Short A.
Might have just given a breath of life here for XLG. A second win has been spotted, and speaking of spotted, Martin has been spotted. That's a bit of a risk because if somebody actually swung him while he's shooting the turret, he would have gone down. It's going to be Prox on the line here against all 5 from XLG. A very important round, and they find the timing. Raga just runs on in. And now what can we get out of Starso here? Again, all 5 around the corner. Raga's so fast. Starso didn't even see the timing of that. 5v3. It looks like XLG will find another round.
They've learned from their mistakes, XLG, using that drone up long C instead of just contacting up. And Rarga, beautiful, beautiful pacing to just follow up. Get those picks, just hold W. He knows he's been playing insane, and so he's finally putting it down, putting it to the test in the server, forcing M8 to play at their pace. And now, Gentlemates, they're gonna go for that save, maybe a couple of exits, but still safe because they want to save those rifles. Their economy is not good. XLG have snowballed their economy. They also have the lockdown, 1 away from that Viper's Pit as well. They have so many really good winning conditions for them to win these post plants. They just need to keep enabling themselves to get onto that site.
And nothing easier to defuse against the Viper's Pit either in a following round, but more importantly, you thought that XLG were going to get choked out at Haven, but suddenly they just find that extra gear. I mean, how fast was Raga to get that shot as well? Barely a pixel available. And Prox just eats dirt. Gentlemates now 2 rounds to play to finish this map and get the series 2-1. We'll take a tack pause here to talk about how they're going to get that one done, because despite there still being 2 rounds to play through and that not being a lot, seems like XLG are starting to find their momentum themselves as well.
Yeah, a timeout here at a good time because they need to understand what's going wrong. They need to hear back from their coach. They need that third-party perspective. And right now, it feels like maybe they're just waiting for an operator to be online so they could shut down a lot of what Rarga's doing. Make sure to punish him from holding W, going crazy and getting those initial picks. But I think also they should not play scared. The last thing I want to see here for Gentlemates is to lose that confidence, to lose that momentum that they've had so far this series, and to make sure they're continuing to play confident, playing those 1v1 peaks. It's okay having a little bit of those hero plays because they've come out on top of it almost every single time. Rarga just needs to get shut down, and I think we have the tools for that, especially when you're looking at Starzo.
The scoreline's looking a little nasty here. Mini and Martin, though, nothing to scoff at, 17 each for them. On the XLG side, it's Raga, a little bit of happy way contribution, and other than that, not much else to speak of. Gentlemates, the play is going to be quite a few players pushing up into long. Are they going to just drop off mini here? We'll have a look and see what that means.
You should run.
Lockdown's already in play over towards the mid-side of the map, by the way. And who is going to win this game of chicken here? Mini's at a great spot. Halfway in a worse one. Relay bolts exchanged. How does Mini get out of this situation? A little bit of help from Starzo is good. Raga is going to find only the one. And the lockdown's already gone, by the way.
Last player standing.
Oh, crazy. Beautiful shot from Bippo. But Starzo going back to essentially what worked in Lotus is following up with his duelist, making sure he's there for the trade and using that util to set up his team for success. Mini playing close, really well done. At least it wasn't an eco or thrifty round this time. Lysor trying to go for a couple kills. Gets one, gets two. 2v1 all of a sudden. He's low on HP, 13. Almost nothing left in the tank. Tries to cross. Starzo lets him. No spam coming in, which is insane.
And he gets the spike as well. Quick feet coming through from Lysor on 13 HP, and M8 are forced to split. This is going to give a possible 1v1 opportunity. What a smoke play. Lysor has the heads up on that, but he's just going to go straight for the plant. Proc should have an easy freebie here. No chance for Lysor. Doesn't realize how close Prox was.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but 12-8 now. Series point here. So scary for XLG. It's gonna be really worrisome, but they've kind of come back a little bit. Gentlemates taking that timeout to talk about it, and it looks like another timeout's gonna be coming in with the way that these players have kind of leaned back in these chairs. It is confirmed as a timeout from XLG, and I think this makes a lot of sense. You literally have to win this round. Last point of the series if they lose it. But I think they're on the right track here. I think they're going kind kind of in a good route, Avril. Like, they're going for these executes. They're almost winning these clutches. Rarga's being absolutely phenomenal, but you need another player to be online to be able to support him and make sure you set him up for success.
The other play in that particular round might have been No Man, who found his way all the way through mid. Starting to get a bit of a flank going, but just gets caught after the lockdown came through. So if that kill had gone differently, despite the scuffle that happened over towards A long that cost the lives of 3 of the members from the side of XLG, might have been a different game. Lysol certainly tried his darndest there. Got a lot of work done, but just no HP and barely any time to play through. 12-8 now. Match point found. Gentlemates one away from locking the series away from XLG and putting them into the lower bracket.
It's so scary here, though, because you see the run it back online for Martine. You see that Hunter's Fury online for Starzo, too. Really good retake ults, or at least flood retake to deny a lot of that zoning. But a really quick C-split here coming in from XLG. They're not committing, though, just yet. Putting a pause on it, but the run it back is spent.
He's ulting. He already slowed things down with that hot hands, and well, currently it's hot hands in favor of Raga. Martin loses ult almost instantly. Mini just spamming through the smoke, but he's not catching anything so far. He might have a bit of an off angle here. No one's quite seen him. Gets a giant kill on Delio. Raga goes down here as well. 2 versus 3, and it might all end here. Gentlemates just need a couple of more. Viper's Pit, though, still a rescue opportunity for XLG. Spike on the floor here. Starso using drone to explore, looking for the tag onto this Viper, but not going to quite find it just yet. Opportunity, XLG have found themselves in a spot where they can still win the round just off the pit alone.
Planted. One enemy
Oh, Bippo! He's got it!
My God.
And that's going to be Gentlemates defusing around. It got a little bit spicy on Haven with a small comeback for XLG, but Gentlemates and EMEA in general will not be denied in the opening round here. 3 maps, they did lose their breeze and questions to be asked, but all questions answered on Lotus and Haven.
It's very fitting that Bippo got that last kill too there. His positioning all game has been absolutely phenomenal. He's brought them back to a lot of these rounds where they struggled to figure out how they want to post-spawn, how they want to retake, and he turned out to be the answer on this specific map of Haven. Really well played by Gentlemates. They genuinely surprised me today, especially on that Lotus.
Huge round as well from Bippo on that B plant that we have from XLG with the big flank coming on in. Puckett said it. He had the frosted tips, or he had ice in his veins as well. Bippo really showed up quite in a big way on this particular map to clean things up for Gentlemates.
They got the job done after somebody counted them out of this series. Back-to-back W's.
Just the map
looking
vetoes.
clean, especially in that map. 13-1 was a devastating statement. I feel like they kind of broke the soul of XLG in that moment. But then XLG started to grind out towards the end of that game 3. Did you ever have fear for the Gentlemates, Avril, towards the end?
I think there was momentum building genuinely coming through from XLG, and you start to see the confidence being built in for XLG as well, but the round differential was just getting away from them, losing too many pistols, and I think once that 12th round was actually found by Gentlemates, the door was almost firmly shut closed onto XLG, so they just didn't quite have the time left of the rounds left to play through.
Athena, as a former competitor yourself, what is it like to be in Prox's shoes? Your first LAN, and you're playing at EWC.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, especially when there's such a big prize pool on the line. And this LAN itself, it's huge, it's massive. And you're in the middle of a foreign country, I like to think. You're not really proven yet. This is your first global stage. This is your first stage, period. It's definitely worrisome when you're kind of on the
You're out of your element, right?
You're out of your element. You're kind of getting judged also for how you're playing, because this is a real performance maker. Either you have the mentality to deal with playing on the stage, especially in such a crazy place, versus how you actually perform.
We take a look back at some of the big plays. You're going to hear the name Mini and Martine quite a few times as Avril walks us through the big ones.
Yeah, I mean, this was mostly just all Gentlemates, because Sheila Gaming didn't show up until a little bit later on. It's a plenty of Raga clips in here as well. Do mind that he had an ace in the middle of all of this, overdrive kicking in for him, and he was the one player that kind of stepped up for the side of Sheila Gaming as we expected him to. Still, for me though, the 2 players that really had a good series here, Starzo throughout the entire thing, but then also Bippo on this particular map of Haven, as Athena was talking about, that really needed to come into the picture as well.
Yeah, it feels like they've all had their standout moments, but Bippo just being looking absolutely phenomenal. I think his impact frags were really the reason why they've won a lot of those close rounds that shouldn't have been close in the first place. But then following up, I mean, XLG, you guys are talking about the snowball that they had mainly due to Varga getting those really nice picks, having an increase in his pacing, making sure he's actually following through with a lot of his neon stuns, his neon utility, and following his team. But it just was a little too late. When they're doing that comeback, and it's already double digits for the other team, it's so scary because one little slip up can all of a sudden snowball the rounds, and that's exactly what we saw what happened between these two teams on this map.
XLG, Shilai Gaming heading down to that elimination bracket. They'll be fighting for their lives. If they're going to survive, Avril, give me one player to watch later on this weekend.
I mean, we already know Raga is good, but we need to see No Man and Happyway. I said Happyway at the start of the broadcast because to me, he's been the most stable player on the team. Raga is quite hot and cold in terms of his performance. Plenty of hot today, but unfortunately the cold side ended up being Happyway, who I thought we were going to get a bit more out of.
Yeah, we didn't really see that much of him. He was just struggling, and he was one of the main reasons why we're talking about that weak side just wasn't working out because he couldn't delay long enough, even as the Viper.
Gentlemates are one of our French orgs competing in the club championship. They've got teams in Call of Duty and very much alive here in Valorant right now down on the stage. We have Ginny ready with Starzo, I believe. Ginny, take it away.
Congratulations on the win here. You guys starting off pretty strong, but I want to talk about the first map, kind of what went wrong there, because the second one, phenomenal. What do you think went wrong with that first one?
I think just warm-up. A little bit nerves on the stage, you know, we didn't play a long time, also first official for procs here, so we couldn't really get into the rhythm. Like they were playing like fast tempo, really obvious, but like we kept giving them too much space where we didn't punish them on post plants and stuff like this. After the first one, we knew how they're playing, you know, we had a talk that we need to play with balls, we cannot let them in these things, we need to be brave. You know, I think we showed it on Lotus quite convincingly, so went really smooth on both maps.
Yeah, the convincing one from Lotus, absolutely. And it's good to hear that you guys were able to adapt so quickly on the fly. Want to talk a bit more about Proc specifically, this being his first official with you guys on LAN nonetheless. Big tournament, a lot on stakes. What have you been focusing on with him individually to make him gel together with the rest of the team?
I think just welcoming him into the team, you know, spending as much time. He's a really open person as well, so he wants to spend time with us as well. He's forcing us also to do some activities, you know, play with him, go for a walk, stuff like this. So we're really glad to have him there. You know, it's really easy to be along with him. So far, so smooth, you know. I'm pretty sure he'll show even more in next games.
It's good to see you guys as well stepping up as the maps go on. So I'm expecting you guys to be stepping up as the games go on as well. Of course, it would be great to see you guys make it out of groups. But when it comes to your expectations for Gentlemates this event, you are in Paris. There is going to be the French fans. What is that looking like?
That's looking like French fans, you know, gonna see us hopefully, you know. That's the plan. That's our main goal. We play here for the fans. We want to see them. We want to give them great show. Finally in Paris, home crowd. So we're really excited and we're looking forward to qualifying.
All right, well, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go. That's it from us over here. We're going to be heading back over to the desk. So, Puckett, take it away.
Thank you very much, Gennaro. As we take a look at the final ending here, it is a 2-1 conclusion in favor of the Gentlemates. We welcome back in our casters, Avril and Athena, to wrap up the day. Athena, final thoughts on who was the strongest team in the group tonight?
Oh, in the group, that's crazy, but it's gotta be MIBR. I mean, they're looking so good in that Group D. They're looking phenomenal. They didn't drop barely over five. They only dropped 5 rounds overall today.
That's gross.
It was insane. It just felt like we really saw them come online. But there is one thing I did learn.
Frost is missed.
Yes, there is one thing I learned from that interview. And you know what it is? I'm going to force you guys to go and walk.
Right? No, yep. I have been the one in the talent chat saying, hey, we're up early.
Yep.
Paper Thin and Clinton, the only one to take me up on the offer. We're going for a stroll to get baguettes. You can join us for dinner. It's Duck in a Can on Avril, a speed run here on the Bravo stream. But we have so many more games to go over on Alpha G2, fighting for their lives. We hope that they can mount the comeback for your American fan like this guy. On the way out, Avril, how is the Pacific looking?
A little shaky, except Nongshim might be the rescue. Like you said, G2 kind of fighting for their lives a little bit out there. And if Nongshim can be the one Pacific team or the one non-Americas, non-EMEA team to win today or over the course of the last 2 days, that'll be the one positive for Pacific or even slightly China as well.
Guys, relax. Paper X is making it out of groups.
Paper X is making it out. Of course, you can catch all of the games. The action is going to continue tomorrow as we will be back at 1 o'clock. Thank you on behalf of everyone behind the scenes. We'll catch you then.
Alright, chat. So, stream is done for today. Probably going to be live later on today. With normal gameplay, normal Valorant mobile gameplay. If you enjoyed the stream, please do leave a like. Support EWC.